Hey, how is everybody today? How are you? Oh my god, Gorge. How are you doing? What am I doing? Oh yes, I know. I was like, I knew that one of these was off center when I was looking at the mirror earlier. Now we gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Okay. Hi. Oh my goodness, there's so many people in here. So many folks waiting to talk about the news. We've got news. Is everybody excited? Is everybody like so excited to talk about how much it fucking sucks to live in Kansas right now? Boy howdy, am I not having a fun time. But I just opened the chat and I see that I have a couple of notifications. Thank you so much, Laps Hungry Bears, for the gifted tier 1 sub. Here's some green to hold you over. Yes, thank you very much. That is definitely, obviously super helpful for a person who is maybe gonna have to fucking move across the state lines pretty soon. God damn. And then thank you also, Piper the Typer, for the $5 dono. I appreciate. Sorry for the rude tone there. Have a good rest of your day. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, so I have no ability to hold it against you. Thank you all for joining me today. Let me get this goal thing situated. Let me get this goal thing all figured out. Adding to the thing. So it's Tuesday, innit? And, I mean, I feel like Monday was alright. I didn't feel, like, great yesterday, but I definitely didn't feel horrendous like I do today. I mean, I definitely, like, felt better before, and now it sucks a little bit. But we're getting along. We're making it. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, innit? We gotta be kind of goofy, because it's been a rough day, y'all. Like, sometimes you just gotta be a little bit goofy in order to tolerate, like, all of the horrendous nonsense going on. So anyway, hello, it's the beginning of stream. Hit like since you're here and you're chilling. And usually on my stream, we don't really get into the politics stuff until we've hung out for like an hour. So if you don't want to hang out with us, that's fine. Come back at 6. And but like before you go, because it's still helpful to the stream. All right, thank you so much. As someone who lives in Tennessee, I feel you. God, yeah, this is horrendous. What's up, Gayfesh? I've edited your 4 videos today. Oh my gosh, almost done with my backlog. I'm at that point with catching up on editing where I'm having to selectively pick and choose which videos I'm editing. And which ones are gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna like stay... Like, we're just gonna leave that alone, you know? Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate y'all sharing the video from today. There's so many people here that I don't even know if I can go through and, like, reasonably say hello to everybody. There's Dark Canuck, Closeted Skeleton, Neil Braun, Dia, Nikki Star, what's up? NJ, hello. You ever meet somebody who's too nice to be mean to? Like, when you realize, ah, that was a dick move, I'm sorry, and they're like, what? LOL. We need a word for that feeling they leave you with, because it's unique. Oh no, yeah. I'm insane thanks to all the dumb that has happened. What's up, XLR? XLR, you came from Demon Mamas, or maybe not Demon Mamas, but the big chat that we did on Saturday. Maybe you're new, right? Mine was more the case that I didn't edit any segments of my first review stream until after I'd done my second review stream, so it's not, oh no, I have too many segments, but oh man, I'm a lazy fuck. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of segments, but it would not be a lot of segments if I was, you know, doing it regularly, you know? But I actually tried something new today. You know, I'm like, my siblings are doing summer school stuff, and they're having a hard time being motivated doing it, so I am gonna be going ahead and, like, having set times each week where we just sit quietly and do our work. So they're working on their schoolwork, I'm working on editing, so it's just, you know, we're just gonna try to move forward from there. And it worked today pretty well. I ended up finishing an entire video start to finish. Nice. Fellow Jayhawk, nice. Yeah, Kansans, rise up. Hell yeah. Sorry you were having a bad day, just wanted you to know you're loved. Thank you, Ela Devine, I appreciate it. Hello? Yeah. Ikuri? I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but welcome to the chat, hello. I also have multiple shorts ready to go. Figure I should drop shorts whenever I don't have a video to release that day. Yeah, I actually don't know what difference it makes. Like, I mean, I've done that same thing where I try to upload a short on a day that I don't have another video ready, and I don't actually know. Ikuri, okay, that's cool. Ikuri. Okay, cool, we got it. What's up, Diaphla? Uncomfortable, you're only like 5 minutes late, no worries. Anyway. How is everybody's week starting? How is it going so far? Are we having a good time? Fashionably late, yes, Nasty, absolutely. I hope you are better than the post you put out. Yeah, so this morning, I saw the news, and I had, like, an immediate emotional reaction, and I was like, I realized that I was getting really worked up, and then I realized that I could use that. I realized that I could take that energy and use it for a purpose. So I did that. I made a video when I was, like, very, very fresh, really, like, immediate reaction to the law. Or not, it's not even a law, that's the, we'll talk about it later. Yeah, but it was just, like, not a great start to my day, you know? Free content, yes, Max. Free content. User supported. Tips appreciated. But yeah, so I'm doing all right now. I mean, if I were to take literally any amount of time to search for that emotion, I would be able to find it, and I could very easily be crying in a very short period of time. So I guess that is to say that, like, the way that I'm surviving this is by compartmentalizing like a fucking god. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. Hey, if you're in here, hit like really quick. Go ahead and hit like. Because we are here to chill and try to feel like sane human beings for at least like 20 minutes. We might start the serious part of the stream a little bit early today, I guess, like, but usually we try to chill and vibe for a little while. It's easy to think of it as an abstract thing unless it affects you directly or unless you can see a physical manifestation of the consequences. Yeah, that's kind of what my goal, I guess, was, Super Dr. Hulock. It was like, you know, the emotion was real, and I was using it for something, you know? It's, I guess, like, it's kind of like how your actor works, like, your acting skills, is like you find inside of you some real emotion, and you use it in a sort of dishonest way, you know? As an actor. And so, I guess that was sort of part of it, was just going, you know, people don't usually see me freak out like this, so maybe people might understand how much this fucking sucks if they can see how I'm freaking out about it. Dying inside, Sag. Dying, or sorry, wait. Did you say dying inside both times? Dying inside Sag, dying inside Shades? I feel like that had to be two different things. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I talk about it on stream sometimes, but I don't usually talk about it on the channel directly. But, like, yeah, my two of my three younger siblings, I should say, are gonna be coming to live with me not too long now, TBH. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. Most LGBT folks will understand. Yeah, of course. The goal was, I guess, to try to get it to break out into a more mainstream bubble. Like, I guess is the hope when you make content that's trying to trigger an emotional reaction. But, it, you know, if the only thing that it accomplished was solidarity with other queer people, I will take it, you know, I'll take it. Oh, Decoy Duck, did you ask me earlier? It inspired me to start a cat picture chain in your Discord. Nice. Yes, we do need, like, just cute shit sometimes. Somebody asked if the GoFundMe donations count toward the stream goal. I guess it can. Yeah, how is my GoFundMe doing? I have one going because I owe, like, a shit ton of money on my taxes right now. And I just haven't checked on it in a couple days. No, just let me sign on. God, why is GoFundMe always so goddamn stupid with, like, signing you out on a regular basis? Oh, man. But yeah, we are... Mostly, at first at least, we're gonna just try to, like, be human beings, and once we get kind of cozy, we'll start talking about the actual serious news. And today, I will take suggestions on news as well, because the news that I have to talk about is just this one thing, essentially. Like, I didn't see a whole lot else that was worthy of speaking about, so, I don't know, I'm definitely gonna be open to hearing ideas today. Okay, finally, it takes fucking years to navigate to this. Oh shit, did it just hit the goal? Oh, dang. Hold on, let me see. Oh, dang, well thank you. Holy shit, okay. I appreciate that. We got 1,000 of 1,000 raised, which means that the remaining couple $100 I can definitely afford. Thank you, Decoy Duck. Holy shit. Dr. Decoy Duck, thank you for your dono. I won't add it to the thing right now, but I will do a flex. I will do a flex. Oh, I'm actually wearing a perfect shirt to do a flex, because this is one of my Fit to Me shirts. If y'all know Ty Turner made some shirts a while back that, like, they fit in a particular way. Like, you kind of, like, they have, like, a curved bottom so that they, like, don't sit on your hips as much, and then they, like, they're really loose in the chest, but they're also really small in the arms. So when you flex, like, it help make your arm look bigger. Ooh. Hold on, let me roll them up just a little bit. Help make your arm look a little bit bigger. I have, today I did pull-ups, so this is a fun thing that we do. I'm like, do the back of my arms look good enough for flexing yet? I don't know. Flex. My forearms are definitely getting beefier because, oh man, that's some definition there. Because I've been playing my piano as well as working out, and it's making my arms stronger. We need a flex emoji. I will ask EB the Purple about it. Yeah. Thank you for donations, people. Yeah, I guess there is a flex emoji a little bit. There's buff. Halo Ben points out, only 58 likes, but 71 viewers. Make it make sense, chat. Make it make sense. Fuck landlords, holy hell. Yeah, I cannot argue with fuck landlords. I mean, not literally, you know. I need a custom buff emote, true. We have a XLR, if you're relatively new here, we have the dragon emotes that are kind of their own unique thing, you know? We got the little dragons. We got the dergs. So I'm kind of wondering if I should try to get, if I should try to get my artist to make them super cute, and I love them. Yeah, Nasty, I don't know if you know EB the Purple. She did Mama's Imps. She did the Demon Mama Imp emojis, and then she actually based my dragon emojis off of that. I did core workout today. Ooh! So I did pull-ups and squats today. That's what I did. It was pull-ups and squats. The squats, they're feeling good. I want to have, like, the thickest ass ever. That's my goal for working out. I want to have big, beefy arms and shoulders and a thick ass. And you know, those are totally legitimate reasons for you to work out, TBH. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's like, it's vanity. You shouldn't work out if you're just trying to be like, oh, you just want to look good. Oh, you're so vain. Like, listen, as long as you're not developing an eating disorder, which I'm making sure that I am not doing, I'm like, specifically, I'm eating this much because of this, and I'm trying to eat these things specifically so that I'm eating like healthy and everything. When I'm trying to cut back on fatty things, like I'm trying to do it in a healthy way and everything. So yeah, I just want to be strong and have beef on my body. It's like, actually, my primary goal with working out is to get bigger muscles. So when I am, so when I'm like, dang. So the fact that I'm stronger now is actually like it continues to surprise me that I am actually physically stronger, because the point of me working out was not for me to get stronger. The point of me working out was to get buff. So I appreciate y'all sharing the video. Thank you, Ellen. It's common for autistic people to get into eating disorders. Oh shit, I did not know that. How do y'all make time to work out? Kind of jealous, TBH. I mean, you gotta make time for the things. Like, here's, like, my thing is, like, how do y'all make time to spend any time with your friends? Like, that's the thing that I find almost impossible to do. Max, I thought I saw you in here earlier with the new account. Thank you so much for joining the website. My workout consists of sadly staring at my exercise mat, wishing the executive function stops dysfunctioning. I mean, I regret to inform you that at a certain point, you just have to fucking, like, do stuff, and like, the motivation comes after. Like, it's easier to start something if you just, like, it's easier to keep doing something once you start it. So, I mean, here's one way that you can defeat the gremlins. Why don't you sit on the floor and agree with yourself that you're gonna do one push-up? Just one push-up, that's all. That's all of the commitment you're asking for from yourself. So you just, like, get on the floor and do one push-up. But then you're already there. So you might as well do 5. You know? Just take it one step at a time. Maxolotl is such a good username. True. Any hoozle. I had 1 year with a foster parent who heavily policed my diet and still really have a hard time around eating, especially around others. And when my weight comes up as an issue, my brain worms replay her words. Yeah, it's, not only trying not to, like, have your negative thoughts in your own head, but, like, making sure you don't pass them on to other people. Wow, it's hard. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. We're kind of just chilling out for a little bit before we talk about real serious news, you know? So just, if you're hanging out and you're enjoying it, hit the like button. Even if you don't want to hang out and enjoy just chilling with us, if you're ready for the actual politics news, come back in like 30 minutes. But hit like before you go, alright? By the way, love the earrings. Thank you, it's Pride. I'm gonna retire them again at the end of June, but we'll have at least one more... Well, at least one more? Yeah, we'll have one more stream with the rainbows. The rainbows. I know that I could probably be more festive, but I'm honestly just not in the mood for it right now. Like, yay, right at the end of Pride, we get really horrendous news about Kansas. And it's like, we already knew that there was a risk of this happening, or at least a risk of your future ability to change your license being taken away, but I didn't know that they were going to apply it retroactively. I can daydream during cardio, whereas strength stuff requires more focus. Is it because you're counting during your repetitions, and you're like, I gotta focus on counting or I'm gonna lose my mind? Yeah, yeah, exactly, XLR. Happy Pride Month! Yay! Happy Pride Month. What's up, Tiki Shades? Welcome to the website. Thank you so much for joining over. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, this chat over here is not Twitch. I do not concurrently stream to Twitch. This is my website. You can come over at luxander.net/live and enjoy hanging out with us. We got the custom emojis. We got the direct financial support if you want to donate to me and you do it through the website. YouTube doesn't take 40% of your money. 40%. 40% of your money when you donate on Super Chat, which is why Super Chats are disabled. So go ahead and, if you're interested in supporting the show, come over to the website. The Trevor Project layoffs. I hadn't heard about that. But yeah, Tiki Shades says one of the best ways for committing to going to the gym, for example, is just to go and sit in the gym, even if you don't do any working out. Just forcing yourself to be there for 15 minutes is enough to start the habit. That makes it easier to keep it going. And most important, don't beat yourself up for falling out of the habit. If you've developed it before, you can do it again. Yeah, honestly, having a specific space that you go to work out is incredibly useful. I am a lot less consistent about my workouts now that I'm not going to the gym physically. I'm just not bulking right now. I was bulking and like strength, and then I did that for 3 months, and now I've switched to body weight exercises at home, like just like, you know, using my pull-up bar and things of that nature. So I'm not working out as heavily, and you know, I would be doing more if I were still going to the gym, you know? Is it even legal to apply it retroactively if the changes were made through legal methods and channels? I don't know, dude. Like, we'll read about it in a minute. I'm gonna try to read some articles and see if there's any commentary on it initially. Yeah, and I guess to clarify, you know, just since people are asking, it's not gonna change your ID that you have in your hand. Like, you know, my ID doesn't expire until, like, next year or the year after. And, so they're not going to take away my ID now, but when I go get my new ID, they will revert it back to what it was originally, you know? I'm upping my protein. Yes, cravings are unhinged if I don't take in enough protein. If you eat more protein, you will be less hungry. That's a fact. Wait, so the Trevor Project was targeted somehow? They accused the Trevor Project of grooming kids. Oh, I mean, I've seen that. Twitch is up to 50 now. Yeah, Twitch takes 50% of your revenue. YouTube takes like 30 to 40% of your revenue. So if you donate directly, like Silent Partner has just done. Silent Partner, holy shit, thank you so much. Love to all of you from Australia. I really appreciate y'all. Seriously, this makes like such a huge difference to me. I appreciate it. Yeah, donating directly through the website is where it's at. Yeah, let me change the thingy. Look at that. Look at that. We hit flex goal twice today. Flex goal has been hit twice today. I'll do it again. Oh, this time I'll show tummy too. People like tummy. So like, just once more, the flexing. I can't, like, my back flexing doesn't really look like anything, especially in a shirt. Like, I don't know. Does the back of the arm look like anything fun? Back of the arms? Shoulders? I don't know. We have fun. I don't actually have very impressive abs, unfortunately. It's all tum. Like, it's all loose. Buff arms. Yeah, true. Anyway. Yeah, what kind of absolute ghoul do you have to be to attack a suicide hotline? That's so fucked. On the topic of working out, I've been trying to work out consistently, but it's getting harder because of the busyness of life. Also, it sucks because, my family struggles with finances, so we got limited food, so not really great options for diet either. I gotta say, being on food stamps has made it so that I can afford to eat the amount of food that I need to eat in order to build muscle and gain weight when I'm trying to do that. So I, like, massively appreciate the SNAP program because, like, I mean, I know that in some places it doesn't do a lot for you and everything, but for me, it definitely is a big enough difference that I'm, like, able to save up a little bit of money or, like, have a little bit of extra money if I need something. Like, oh, I had to get a bunch of shit done on my car last month, and because I had food stamps, I had the money for it. So, oh, and also being diabetic, that's an additional complication to getting a diet, and to your, like, it's an additional complication to your having any fucking money in your bank account, because the insulin is crazy expensive, right? It's wild because Brother Malcolm was saying you guys are screwed about us in the UK, and now it feels like you guys are actually worse than us in terms of trans rights currently, and that was only a few months ago. Yeah, I just don't think I respect the opinions of some people, and people who, like, go, oh, you guys are so fucked while we are dealing with, I mean, it's like the kind of shit that you can only say if you live in a relatively safe area, or if you pass 100%, you know, like, you know, come to Kansas where we will revert your fucking birth certificate and everything for you. We're all fucked, let's be real. Truly. Cindy, welcome to the website chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. I might be effed on that front. Fam has a history of diabetics. Hey, if you don't already have diabetes, I would recommend doing your best to not get COVID, because if you have a family predisposition toward diabetes, then COVID can trigger it in you. Yeah, I will say so many, like, I know that people, like, different places don't have as much benefit from food stamps, but in Kansas at least, it's pretty okay. We get a bunch of wins and then a streak of losses really rapidly. Yeah, Lux, you might have the privilege of being a refugee, so check that. Yeah, surely I'll check that. I try not to, like, openly talk a lot of shit about other streamers, but, like, yeah, I have disagreed with Malcolm in some pretty serious ways, and I don't really know that he's the kind of person that I want to try to, like, build coalitions with. Excuse me. Hello, Neil. You are welcome to the website as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. We are on the website, and it's better here than on YouTube, TBH. This is the real chat. This is where the real ones are. So, one thing that I would love, here's my streamer goal right now. Here's my goal for my channel at the moment. I want to get to a point where the streams are regularly getting like 100 viewers. And the only way that that happens is when you like, and when you hit subscribe, and when you come and watch. So that's my little streamer moment. My goal for my little channel. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you like my earrings. It's Pride Month, so I figure a little bit of pride amidst everything else. Push for your favorite content creators. Yes! Hypers. Man, holy shit, dude. Like, I haven't looked at my arms like this. Even my arms like this. Just like, they're so much bigger. Like, what is happening to me? Like, my shoulder is so much broader. Dang. Anyway. We have fun. We can have a little gay as a treat. Yes, Dick's in the chat. Thank you very much. Dick's in the chat. Hello. Hello, sir? Yes, hello. I would like a double cheeseburger with medium fries. Can I get you anything? Would you like to say anything to the people of youtube.gov? Can I interest you in some conversation with Susan? Anyway. This is my my packer that I made. It's crochet. I will have a better monetary system, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. We have some white names in chat who don't have access to the Dix emoji. Uh-oh. 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 Susan is a bitch. I never want to talk to her again. Yeah, sorry. Some of the emotes are sub only. I apologize. There aren't very many that are sub only, but there are some. Purge the white names. Mayo side. Mayo side. Thank you for liking and sharing, Kimber. I appreciate that. Uh-oh. 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 What are we doing, Baphomet? What are we looking at? Oh my god, I just realized that I left so many tabs open. And that was not what I meant to do. I did not mean to leave this many tabs open. Oh yeah, the contact page for Chris Kobach. What? Thank you, Shellbell! Oh my gosh, I actually heard the dono sound that time. Apparently I don't hear it every time. Thank you for $10 dono. I'm afraid of a Republican White House revoking or reverting my passport. The Kansas BS is just proof of how gleefully they would do just that. Having an M on my passport would make it basically unusable. I think because Biden... Yeah, I mean, this is a good point. Biden is the one who is in charge of, like, appointing a Secretary of State and all that shit. I think it's the Secretary of State who passes down the guidelines for how to get a passport. I think. Because what I recall is that wasn't Hillary Clinton the Secretary of State under under Obama at some point, like, or maybe it wasn't Hillary, but like the Secretary of State, I thought, was the person who said, yeah, we are gonna enable you to do a non-binary designation on your passport. So I think that we're okay on that for now, at least. I mean, but I think you're right about the Republican thing. When, like, if a Republican becomes president, it would be potentially in danger again. But I don't know, like, how that would work. Because I don't know what other rules there are surrounding, like, passport changes, you know? I got a passport with X on it a few months ago. I'm gonna be getting one very soon. I think as soon as I pay off my taxes, I'm probably gonna go ahead and scrape together the money to get one. Like, probably before the end of the year, for sure. Slaps Hungry Bears, thank you again for a gifted tier 1 sub to Yasela the Iceling. Thank you so much. Y'all are being really generous today, and I super appreciate it. 25. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna flex again until, hold on, you know what? Listen, if we get to 200, I'll show the pictures from my Fansly of my ass in booty shorts, okay? So that I don't have to flex again. Lux, I am no longer white. I have repented. You are saved. You are permitted into the kingdom of dragon heaven. I will allow you. What is a snake eye piercing? Super Dr. Hulock, what is a snake eye piercing? I'm not gonna flex 3 times in one stream. That's so much flexing. What is a snake eye wait. What is a snake eye piercing? What is it? Oh! Oh! A snake eye piercing is a tongue piercing, and so instead of going through the tongue up and down, it goes through the tip of your tongue sideways. Like, wow, that's horrible. I hate that. I want the guns, not the buns. Really? We're more interested in the guns than the buns? Okay, well, fine. You know what? I'm still not gonna do it until we get to, like, $250. That's too much flexing for one stream. You're spoiled now, okay? Now you're spoiled. It's probably less bad than getting a tongue split. Yeah, no shit. I have such mad respect for Demon Mama, and, I know I actually know someone personally in my real life who has a tongue split. And it seems like it would suck. The moment I can legally get an X on my ID and stuff, I'll go for it because the paperwork will be worth it. You can get a passport already and designate it non-binary, and then you can use your passport as your primary form of ID. That's something that you can do. Unless you need a driver's license to confirm that you have a driver's license, I guess. But even then, I don't actually know. Like, that's a good question. Can you give a cop your passport instead of driver's license during a traffic stop? That's a question. Okay, yeah, I guess you have to have your you have to have your driver's license. Which seems stupid. It's like, why would you... Fake ID sales in Kansas rise by 800%. No shit. You would need your license to prove your license to drive, right? Yeah, but here's the thing. They have a computer system, like, where it says that you have an ID. Like, like, they have to take... You know how they take your ID away, and then they type in a little thing in their cab, and they, like, look you up, and they type in your little number? You don't actually need my ID. You just want to fuck with me. Yeah, if you have your driver's license number memorized, that can often be good enough. So... Like, why should... It's like your taxes. It's like, why are you making me file my taxes if you know how much money I owe? I guess for me as a self-employed person, they don't automatically have... Well, actually, after this year, they will automatically have access to all of my PayPal info. I did it obviously, I voluntarily told them all of my income last year, but this year there should actually be, like, a form. I've still not gotten my tax return. Oh my god. That's frustrating. On taxes because they don't want us to pay them, duh. Oh, you mean so that they can come after us and put us in jail for not paying the taxes? Sounds just perfect. Perfect. What's up, Dashy Heels? Would be so cool if we had this system in France, but here any neutral gender is just not recognized at all, so we don't have any option at all. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It's not very common either for there to be this kind of, you know, having an X on your passport. I don't think that that's very common across the world, so that's just one of the pleasant remnants of being, like, of Obama having been president and, like, having a Democratic Secretary of State. Yeah, I saw that. Rick Scott issued a do not travel to Florida advisory for socialists and communists. I saw that on Twitter a little bit. H&R Block lobbied to keep the current system going. Yeah, of course, because they make money. They make money privately, and they funnel the income straight up to their CEO, you know? To be frank, they don't go after average people for tax evasion. If your tax fraud is under 5K, it's standard procedure for it to be seen as not even worth investigation. I don't actually know if the under 5K thing is true, but I do know that the under Biden in the first couple years, they increased the number of auditing agents at the IRS, and there has consequently been an increase in the number of people in, like, the sort of middle to lower income brackets having their stuff audited. Yeah, Rick Scott literally mocking the people he's helped to make into refugees in their own country. He's a fucking ghoul, truly. This is a good question, Ego Pinko. What are we gonna do about it? I get really, like, frazzled because, I mean, there are a number of options. Not many of them are good options, so it's like, it's all about each individual person. I think that I'm gonna probably try to leave the country, or at least go to a state where I'm safer, where I'm around people who I know, and I can be, like, in community, where if stuff happens, like, if stuff gets worse, then I will have people who have my back, right? But I know that not everybody... I don't want to leave, to be clear. I do not want to leave. I want to stay in Kansas. I was born here. I like living here. We are relatively well-equipped for climate change here. I don't want to leave. I was, like, fantasizing about like, owning a house with my partner here, and, like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen now, and it sucks. But, like, what I want even less is to become a terrorist, which I feel like, that's maybe a risk. Like, I'm gonna be labeled a terrorist by the kind of protesting that I think is appropriate, or something along those lines, so... Come to California, we have good food here. You have such good food there. You know, you've got the taco trucks. So many taco trucks. Still homesick ever since the move. Yeah, Exilar, like, when I was a kid, I wanted to move out of Kansas so badly, but now that I'm, like, a fairly well-adjusted adult, I'm like, I don't want to be forced to leave. It's not fair. I'm scared. My relationships are all tangled. I've got a boyfriend here, and I'm about to start a school year at Georgia State. We're gonna move into a new place for the semester, but it'll all be in Georgia. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, my recommendation is to get out as soon as possible, but I know people are like, I have a scholarship. And it's like, okay, I know that you feel like your future is predicated on staying in this area so that you can get a college degree, but if you die from, like, getting assaulted or something in a bathroom... then you will not get to do much with that degree. You know what I mean? As a trans girl, I prefer an authentic taco tuck, as in a tuck that looks like a real, quote, taco. Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. Yes. The real ones, the taco tuck. You'd have to be so talented. I don't have any idea how you would do that. I have a spare room with a large enough closet to stream. How do you feel about bears? It's gonna be a little while before I can go anywhere, you know? Gotta take it one day at a time. I'm an individualist after all. Gotta look out for number one. It's like, on the one hand, I do understand the sentiment behind gotta look out for number one, but on the other hand, having been around people who think like that, when I am not a person who thinks like that. I am a person who thinks about the community and my effect on people, and like, I want to bring people up with me while I'm going up. Like, I don't really like being around people who think that way, because then, like, they don't ever, like, they just don't care for you in a certain way. Like, they're always willing to cut you off for themselves, and so I'm just like, I try to be more in the middle about it, I guess. I care about the community, but if it's a matter of dying on the sword of principle, literally, I'm gone. Oh yeah, no, truly, yeah. Of course, don't, you know, if it's your actual life at risk, yeah. I mean, that's like the tough thing about, you know, I'm married, and I don't know, like, I haven't yet broached the topic really with my partner of like, hey man, I know that we've talked about like, you know, buying a house here and everything, but like, you see all these laws passing, like, bro, I think that we should fucking leave. So I like, and if we're not on the same page about that, I don't really know what the fuck I'm gonna do, you know? I feel like a trans girl version of the Dos Equis guy. I don't always tuck, but when I do, it's the taco tuck. Oh, I mean, true, Violet. Yeah, taking it one day at a time is extremely hard when a month of bad news is occurring seemingly every day. And that's as someone who's trying to take life 1 hour at a time at this point. I'm doing my best to just... I'm getting my work done on the daily. I started a journal. I'm exercising on a regular basis. I'm trying to sleep well. I stopped drinking alcohol. Like, all these things have really actually made a difference for me. There's a happy medium between being there for others and looking out for yourself. Exactly, yeah. Very cool that we hit 100 viewers for a few minutes there. That didn't really stick, but that's cool. I appreciate that we have a bunch of people in here hanging out with us. If I were alone, I'd probably have much less reason to leave, because then I'd want to stay here for the community. But instead, I want to leave to protect my loved ones and keep myself from being martyred here. Right. Like, my 17-year-old is trans, so, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna extract him from Missouri, where currently his healthcare is under attack as a minor, and then I'm gonna, bring him to Kansas, where his healthcare is under attack for being a minor, and where he can't use the public bathroom safely? Like, that, you know, it doesn't really feel like a better option. Being able to go outside for walks has been a huge help with this past week. I've been going out and reading books under a tree in the shade on hot evenings. Some of the most calming moments of my life to get away from tech for a few hours and read good comics. I am trying to put my phone down. That's another thing, y'all. Put your fucking phone down. Uninstall Twitter. I only go to Twitter when I need to find out what's going on. I'm trying to avoid being on Twitter just as like a casual scrolling thing. Oh yeah, speaking of Twitter though. Men's guides to shorts this summer. Only 2-inch inseam. That's all you need, is a 2-inch inseam. But yeah, Twitter fucking sucks, and you shouldn't just casually scroll there, because it's a cesspool. It's a terrible place to be. I'm on Blue Sky now, which is nice. I enjoy being on Blue Sky. I basically had just copy-pasted a lot of my info from Twitter over here, so you can find me over there. Excuse me. What do you think? Canada, Japan, New Zealand, or Europe? You know, honestly, if you have those options, I would go with New Zealand. Because New Zealand actually gave a fuck about mitigating the COVID infections. Although, if you want surgery for any trans-related care stuff, I would recommend doing that before you go to New Zealand, because New Zealand has, they basically have stopped funding top surgeries publicly. If any of you follow Cops Hate Mo, who lives in New Zealand, they were talking about how they basically don't have the ability to get top surgery. They score very highly, like, they score 6 out of 6 on the mental health stuff and a little bit lower on the physical health stuff. Like, they're a fairly skinny person, so they don't have, like, a huge amount of back pain, for example, from their chest. But they were denied top surgery, and then they were taken off the list. They are not even on a wait list. They are, like, the government of New Zealand has decided that they're not gonna do surgery on Mo. Like, just be fucking cuz. So yeah, if you were interested in getting surgery, you know, if you move to New Zealand, you might have to leave New Zealand in order to get the surgeries, you know? Lefties need to learn the value of self-preservation. It's not just libertarian rhetoric. If you can't watch for yourself, how are you going to help others? Yeah. Put your own mask on and then start helping other people. Nobody can get an invite code for Blue Sky, so IDK what to do. Every creator is like, go to Blue Sky, it's awesome. Blue Sky, Blue Sky, Blue Sky. Well, I can't. If I get an invite, maybe I'll send one to you, Mama. I can't pay out of pocket in NZ. Yeah, so you can pay privately, but it's expensive, obviously, like quite expensive. You can go privately though. There are private folks. I didn't think it was possible for Twitter to get worse, but Elon managed it. Twitter already sucked, right? 5K US. I think it's actually more like 10K US. Because Cops Hate Mo was saving up like 15,000 NZ. Yeah. So it's about like $9,000 US. I mean, and yeah, prices are going up. Inflation is crazy. They can just charge you whatever they want for surgery, too. Hello, Richard Francois. Twitter got worse. If so, how? I mean, Richard, you know, so Twitter already sucked because it was already a place where there were a lot of hateful people. And then when Elon Musk bought the website, he gutted all of the moderation, and then they have increasingly, like, they've stopped enforcing TOS where it comes to misgendering users. Like, they just decided that misgendering users and like harassing people for being trans doesn't qualify as harassment on their website. And then most recently, Elon Musk has said that the word cisgender is a slur. So people are saying tranny, and like all the time, and that's fine. But then you say cisgender or cis, and your account gets suspended, basically. Wait, Michael Knowles is pissed that Philosophy Tube is going to be in a Star Wars show? I like to clean... Oh, I want to see this. Oh my god, this is so exciting to me. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Hold on. Hold on, check something. Okay, hold on. Stream recommendations. What is happening in here? Oh, hey, there was a bit of good news about Arizona. Okay. I'm looking at stream recommendations. There's a Discord server, and in the Discord server, there is a links channel where you can put stream recommendations if you have something you want me to cover on stream. Ah, okay, yes, this is exciting. Oh, this is exciting. Mauled harder. Oh, mauled. No. Shush. Listen. I'm gonna suck up your tears. I'm gonna suck them down. I'm gonna taste them. I'm gonna lick your cheek gently. Can I access the server? Yeah. Type exclamation mark Discord. Yes, join the Discord server. Welcome. Come hang out. Come chit chat. Unfortunately, fortunately, this is the Acolyte, so it's set during the High Republic, a whole new era of Star Wars, so you don't even need to have seen any of the other stuff. Will there be a Slay the Dragon stream eventually? Would be nice to have a positive stream at some point. Yeah, there's just always news. Maybe we'll try to do one on Thursday as like a end of Pride thing here. Little end of Pride. Oh, did I leave my water? I left my water in the kitchen. Okay. The High Republic is different from the Old Republic. Yes, the High Republic, I think, actually happened before the Old Republic. Hi, how are you? Are you doing any better? A little bit. I mean, I always feel a little bit better after we chit-chat some. High Republic is 200 BBY. What is BBY? Oh, Old Republic is like 10,000. Before the Battle of Yavin. Okay, so it's like BC and BCE, like they do that whole thing, like, and then AD. Wow. You are nerds. Fucking nerds! There's so, like, I got 3 different people replying. BBY and ABY. Nerds! Okay, let's mauled. Let's mauled with Michael Knowles. Let's do it. Are we ready? Let's mauled. Hit like on the stream if you're ready to mauled. Let's go.
Disney has cast its first transgender actor in a
that you know of, bitch.
Major role. Disney has hired a British man who identifies as a woman, YouTube personality who calls himself Abigail Thorne. I don't know what his real name is, but he calls himself Abigail. For a role in the upcoming Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, according to...
Yeah, in a major role. Do we even know it's a major role? I don't think so. It's their name is Ensign something. But, like, I don't know anything about this character. The Knoll named Knowles. True. Did Elliot Page ever do anything with Disney? Oh, I don't know.
Multiple reports.
He didn't even bother to look up to dead name her. It is not hard to find. Truly, yeah, it's like, I was just thinking about how, like, the bored tone that he has right now. He's, like, so bored. Because he doesn't know who she is. He's just like, oh, some trans woman, like, whatever. Like, Jesus, I'm really feeling the mauled here. Yeah, this is like the most flaccid mauled. Yes, Abigail Thorne is gonna be in the Star War. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Looking like a discount Christopher Reeves. Everybody knows her dead name. People just aren't assholes about it. She's literally the most prominent trans woman in the UK. You could just, like, look at her channel. You could glance at her channel for 5 seconds. And it's usually within the first, like, 3 minutes of the video, there will be a little title screen that says her dead name. Because it used to be, like, presented by dead name. It would take literally, like, 5 minutes of research. Couldn't even be bothered to pull it up. Okay, take it back a little bit so I can hear what he's saying.
In the upcoming Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, according to multiple reports. And this is obviously very bad and shouldn't happen, and it's another reason never to let your kids watch Disney, and certainly any new Disney.
Oh my god, he just looks like such a fucking freak. Like, he looks like he's going to eat. Oh, is it not on the screen? No, not allowed. I don't want you to see him. Look at it, just look at his face.
This is obviously very bad and shouldn't happen, and it's another reason never to let your kids watch
right here.
Disney. and
like, he's such a monster. Is there a higher quality? Nope. He just looks like such a creep. Knowles is so low energy, I suspect his egg is cracking. He's so bored. Wearing an actual skin suit.
Disney, and to only go over and watch Daily Wire Plus kids content and other conservative kids content. But it's created a little bit of a division on the right between the conservatives and the squishier, more kind of live and let live, you have the right to do whatever you want kind of people.
Okay. He's like, there's a split between conservatives and libertarians, I guess? Like, is this Michael Knowles coming out against libertarianism? I mean, yeah, he's an authoritarian, so of course he's against libertarianism. Like, those two things are in conflict with one another. We literally have been enacting as long as there have been plays. Yeah, like, this is the first Disney person that you know about. Like, this is the first trans person that Disney has hired that you know about.
The division has come down to this issue of, well, look, the free market can decide who gets cast for what roles, and come on, let's not be extreme here. Transgender people have the right to a job.
Oh my god, do you see the fucking mockery in his voice at the idea that trans people deserve a job? Like, I can't, like, whatever he's about to say, I know it's gonna be horrendous. Like, I can sense that whatever he's about to say is gonna be, like, one of the most fucked up things that I've ever heard someone say. Oh my god. It's the first one because everyone knows stuff only exists once conservatives notice it for the first time, truly.
Well, they have the right to be in... And now, there's a difference between a right to a job, first of all, and a right to be in children's content from Disney. But let's put that aside for a second.
It's just a job. Like, you also... The government also doesn't dictate your quote-unquote right to be in children's content. Like, wasn't Pee Wee Herman, like, a literal nonce? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, isn't that a whole thing? Like... Also, Star Wars isn't inherently children's media. Just because something is on Disney Plus doesn't mean it's children's media. Yeah, like, isn't there a Disney Kids app? There's, like, a Disney Kids version of the app, even. He's bitching about capitalism, even if unintentionally. Yeah, he's literally complaining about the free market right now. He's quite literally bitching about the free market and saying that we shouldn't be able to work in public or, like, anywhere where children might be. Knowles jump scare? Oh, no. Oh, no! Ah! Like, so scary. Calling 911 over pew-pews, yeah. Happy Pride, Steven. Yes. Oh, there's 100 people in here. That's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're enjoying hanging out, hit like. We're reviewing a Michael Knowles video right now. And laughing at him. How many watching right now? Yeah, it's 112. Oh shit, 112. Holy God. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Is this the same Michael Knowles that played a homosexual in a theater school project? I think so, yes. Yes. The smile is indie game jump scare worthy. Just, like, hold on. Like, it's like Spooky's House of Jump Scares. You're just going through the hallways in Spooky's House of Jump Scares and it's like, He's upset that a trans person got a good role and treats it like a purely ideological move. He doesn't even consider that she got it just on the merit and is just a trans person doing the same job that cis people have done for ages. I mean, yeah, isn't that the whole thing? Like, these people cannot believe that black people or trans people or gay people are able to like succeed on our merits. I think that they truly believe. Stream did not die. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. That's you. That's you, Ego Pink. That's not me. What was I even saying? I got distracted. The stream isn't dying, but we are getting dropped frames. Well, I don't have any control over that, because that's the internet. Unfortunately. Is it super windy outside today? Is that the deal? I think maybe it's a little bit windy outside today. Could be YouTube. It ended for me? Maybe the website had a hiccup. Sorry for that distraction, y'all. Right as we get like 112 people in here, though, the site starts fucking being buggy. Who's Michael Knowles? Michael Knowles works for the Daily Wire. He's a correspondent for the Daily Wire who has said such famous things as, like, we need to, quote, eliminate transgenderism from public life. Which, like, if you don't know why that's fucking stupid, like, transgenderism isn't a thing. Trans people don't have a unifying ideology. I guess the ideological belief that we're accused of having is that we, quote unquote, like, we believe that a man can transition into a woman and vice versa. And, it's not like any of us came to that conclusion through ideological means, though. We just are trans, and then we go through a gender transition, and then we factually can see that biologically and socially, yes, a quote-unquote man can become, quote-unquote, a quote-unquote woman. Just quote-unquotes around that entire thing. This boy is not alright, I know. He must not understand how great she is, because she's been in a bunch of different shows here recently. Her career has exploded in the last year and a half. I haven't seen Abigail actually act in anything, aside from her own videos. She mostly has done theater stuff, right? We need to eradicate Christianity from public life entirely, but it's not about eradicating Christians! Exactly. It's the same framework. The same framework. I want the genderqueer flag back. I actually have a genderqueer flag that I've retired. I've stopped using it. But I was thinking about getting I was thinking about getting a thing of black spray paint and like spray painting like a trans anarchy symbol on it, and then maybe selling that on eBay. Like if somebody, or not, probably not actually eBay, probably it would be like, I don't know, maybe a raffle of some kind. Actually, I think that might be a good idea. Like I made this mushroom, you know, and I kind of was thinking, oh, maybe I should just like raffle it off when because I make things one-off. It's like a one-off thing every time, right? But if I was like, okay, everybody who donates at least $5 today and includes their address on the PayPal or what have you, like something along those lines, then I will randomly choose from the people who donated $5 and entered the raffle, and then I'll send it to you, or something along those lines. But look at it, it's so cute. It's such a cutie pie. It's trans. I also made a tiny one that I never finished. I think I want to redo the top part, but look at it. It's so cute and tiny, and it's like, it's pink, but it's, you can't really, oh yeah, the color is kind of hard to see because of how bright the light is. But it's pink. Excuse me. I wanted to get into lino cut and make lil gay patches. Oh, lil gay patches! If you make a commie trans mushroom. Wait, what constitutes a commie trans mushroom? What is that? What is a commie trans mushroom? I can't make it if I don't know what it is. Yeah, it says excellent connection on the back end too. I wonder if the hiccups have finally stopped. What if streamers did silent auctions on stream? I don't actually know what the hell a silent auction even is. Commie trans mushroom describes all mushrooms, truly. Okay, it's finally stopped hiccuping. Okay, well maybe the stream will recover a little bit then. Wait, what is this? British Columbia. Wait, why did you send me this? What? Can we do a Canada story? Well, I need to finish watching this video first of all. I keep getting derailed, but okay, a cop story from Canada. Yeah, we can talk about that in a minute. It's me. I'm the commie trans mushroom. Look at, do you see my mushrooms back here? My mushroom pillow. It's adorable. My little mushroom pillow. Later, Ego Pinko. I wish you luck. Silent auctions are where you have the items out on display and people write their bids on a list as time goes on, but there's no auctioneer. Oh, so you literally just write down on a piece of paper, and then, like, so the number continues going up, basically, right? I saw a mushroom chessboard with pieces the pawns were morels. I saw that too, Shade, and my reaction to that was, like... My reaction to that was basically to go, hey, I don't know which one of these pieces... I don't know which these pieces are supposed to represent. That's the thing that bothered me the most about it. Okay, let's finish watching this Michael Knowles video. What else he has to say about Abigail.
To be in children's content from Disney, but let's put that aside for a second. Let's just take the... Transgender people have the right to work. Transgender people have the right to a job.
But... I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Come on.
No, they don't.
He literally just is like, nope, they don't. They actually don't have the right to a job. Like, and then, like, in this country, if you don't have the right to a job, you don't have the right to, like, food, unfortunately. Like, imagine being something like Michael Knowles, who thinks, like, as a trans person, you don't have the right to a job, but also, he's the kind of guy who would turn around and go, like, you're a leech if you're on SNAP benefits. You're a leech if you're on welfare. Like, you know, oh, these people don't even deserve our charity. Like, well, you're the one who made it so that we don't have jobs. What's up, Mersh? Mushrooms make my dysphoria melt away with a whisper. They're all mushrooms are beautiful. Oh, God.
And they don't because there's no such category as transgender people.
Oh, of course.
There are just people.
There are just people who we want to categorically eliminate from public existence.
There are people, and people are defined in a certain way, and people are defined by things outside of their own self-perception and their own disordered desires. There is no such thing as a transgender person. There are just people, and some people are confused, and some people have fallen into...
And if you're confused, you don't deserve a job. He just said there are no trans people, there are just people, and some people, we won't specify which ones, but some people don't deserve a job. Some people don't have the right to a job. Some people don't have the right to be in public. Yeah, there's no such thing as men and women. There are just people. Oh my god, true, Shellbell. Holy shit. I fucking hate this guy. I can't wait to see someone smash his teeth in, TBH. That's gonna be a glorious day. Can you just imagine someone knocking out all those the freakish, like, vampire teeth that this man has? Yeah, I can't believe he was that blunt. Crazy.
To fantasies, and some people are pursuing disordered sexual desires and fetishes.
Baby, you know it. You know it. Oh, I am pursuing so many base, perverted sexual desires. I already photoshopped some of his teeth away for the last thumbnail. Nice. Yeah, oh my god.
But that doesn't change who and what they really are.
Which is people,
a man
right?
Does not have any right to dress up in public life as a woman.
So yeah, he just said, I don't know if you caught that, he just said men don't have the right to dress like women in public. Like, they're going straight up against the First Amendment. Like, the First Amendment guarantees a right to expression, and there have been court cases that have determined that the right to expression does include what you wear. Like, what you wear is part of your First Amendment protected right to personal expression. These people are fascists. Like, it's crazy how they're so literally against the First Amendment. Yeah, of course, theocratic fascists being fascists. Never forget, they don't actually care about the First Amendment. They weaponize the fact that you care about the First Amendment to let them keep saying their bullshit, to keep spouting nonsense. Anyway. Yeah, when someone beats the shit out of him, they should leave him knocked out in a dress. That would be justified. If you scroll down that tweet thread, Ari Drennan shows that there's not actually any Daily Wire kids content yet. He redirects to, like, oh, you shouldn't let your kids watch Disney Plus. Instead, let them watch Daily Wire kids content, but they don't even have it. Our future is really gonna fall into the hands of SCOTUS, which is kind of a scary notion right now. Yep. It's a little bit scary. Imagine being a fascist about fabric. True. Okay, we have 10 seconds left.
And a man does not have a right to dress up like a woman to go do whatever job he wants.
Yeah, so basically just coming straight down on, like, you do not have the right, which also goes against what the Supreme Court ruled a few years back, because they did have a case where they were ruling about gay man and a transgender woman and whether their rights had been infringed upon in the employment. And it's like, yeah, if you discriminate on someone based on if they're a man having sex with a man, or they're a man married to a man, and you discriminate against him because of that, you're discriminating against a man because of his sex and, like, his behavior as it relates to the sex. Because if you wouldn't punish a woman for being married to a man, but you are punishing a man for being married to a man, that's not equal protection under the 14th Amendment. And then same thing with a transgender woman. If you would not punish a cisgender woman for wearing makeup and earrings and a dress to her job, if that's acceptable in her job, but you are penalizing a transgender woman who is, like, assigned male at birth, like, whatever, a male person, whatever you want to say, then, like, yeah, that's discrimination on the 14th Amendment. Like, you're treating them different based on their sex. So we have actually already covered this fairly recently in the Supreme Court. Big talk coming from a turd that identifies as a human, truly. This is not what our forefathers wanted. Jesus. Okay, I gotta get a water. I already poured the water earlier. I think I'll probably, like, drink some water and then pour myself some more. Make sure you get yourself a drink, okay? I'm gonna be back just in a quick moment, so you need to make sure that you're having a drink and get yourself a little snicky snack if you want one. We're only about an hour into stream. We're gonna talk about a user submission story about Canada, cops in Canada, and then we will talk about Kansas a little bit after that. Yep. Yeah, true, gay fesh. Oh, true. All right, I will be right back. Yes. Okay, I'm back. I got water. Do you got water? Did you guys get a water? Are you being good horties? Are you being good boys and girls and others? Guys, gals, and NB pals. I'm gonna get coffee. That's hydrating, right? That's technically hydrating. Yeah, I heard the Demon Mama bathroom song for the first time in a little while last night. That was nice. What's up, Guitar Rocker? I'm feeling a little bit better now, but it still fucking sucks. I'm still not having a great time. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, and it was a fairly right-wing court who covered that. That's exactly right, Post-Cobb. Yeah, hello. By the way, if you're just coming in and hanging out, hit the like button, because we appreciate having you here. This is a fun stream. We talk about the serious stuff, but we try to goof a little bit as well. So, yeah, the next story we're going to talk about is a user submission about Canada. Oh, Canada. I'm being a good other. The doctor told me that I had to take care of myself or I would kill myself, so I'm taking better care. Yeah, you have to relax when you have, like, if you catch COVID, if you otherwise, like, if you have burnout. Gotta take care of yourself. Rest. Get plenty of sleep, get plenty of water, etc., etc., etc. Yummy, what is that? Death canceled. True. Oh, man. So, in British Columbia, a cop stalked his ex-girlfriend for years using the police computers a misconduct probe finds. This is, yeah, it's crazy how often this happens. I think that this is not even, I mean, I'm sure that this happens in the US as well. A high-ranking British Columbia officer used police resources to conduct at least 92 searches on his ex-girlfriend and her family while stalking her over a period of 5 years. Reason all cops are bad is because after 96 times of this happening, he has only just now been charged. The other 95 times were not a red flag. Yeah. So a misconduct probe into Staff Sergeant Andrew Walsh, who was the head of the detective division for the Saanich Police Department at the time, began in April of 2021 after a woman he previously had a romantic relationship with made a report to the province's Office of the Police Complaint Commissioner. Yeah, 5 years he was doing this. The woman, TB, made the complaint after Walsh, quote, in uniform and out of jurisdiction, showed up to her home where he had never been before, nearly 4 years after their relationship ended, according to the findings of this discipline authority. It was absolutely shocking to me, she says, adding that she moved in 2020 and was relieved to live somewhere Walsh did not know to look for her. Like, she moved, like, they broke up 4 years ago, and then she moved, and she was like, I'm glad that he doesn't know where to find me. Yeah, thank you for hanging out, Uncomfortable. Have fun out there. She says, when did he find me here? How did he find me here? Has he been driving by in an unmarked car? It's just such an invasion and an intrusion. It was a bad relationship, not a good split up. I've created a real safe, loving environment and relationships for myself. It ripped a hole into my safe world. Man, this is what stalkers do. And it sucks, like, when a stalker is in a position of authority here as well. Good luck and Sekhmet's wings upon you, Luxander and friends. Namaste. Oh my god, listen, Namaste is fucking adorable. Does someone want to recommend me? Okay. Take a vote. I want to take a vote in chat right now, okay? Where are my horns? Hold on. We're doing horns. Hold on. Excuse me, momentarily. Hold on, here we go. I'm sorry. Sometimes we just need to reassert our position of authority with the wings and actually I'm not going to put on the wings right now because they're really uncomfortable, but the horns are doable, okay? Here we go. So, whatever in the YouTube chat just said Namaste. So my question about Namaste is, like, so if I have the horns, obviously, this is my main persona, okay? I was about to say, would someone like to recommend me a pair of cat ears? But then I realized that we should vote. Cat ears, puppy ears, or fox ears? Cat ears won. Dog ears 2, fox ears 3. I want some votes. Cat ears 1. Fox or cat? Fox. What do the fox ears? Ding 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 ding. Oh, you know, an Etsy shop. Okay, an Etsy shop for fox ears. We're getting no one saying puppy ears. This is me informally doing a poll because I cannot remember the chat. I cannot remember the chat information to do a vote. Cat ears, I would say, unless you're feeling serious. True. Yeah. See, because I think that I could be a puppy girl. Like, I think that I have the capacity to be a puppy girl. You know what I mean? I have acquired the pink dot. Yes. Yeah, that's the other great thing about being on my website, is that on my website, not only can you have your little custom, you have custom emojis and your custom username over here, but you can also put your pronouns on your profile so that when people hover over your name, they can see your pronouns. We have a good mix of 1 and 3. Oh, is there a meme? I have acquired the... Wait, what is... I have acquired the something. I can't remember. How? Go into your account settings. If you're on a desktop computer, that's going to be in the top right part of your screen. There's a button that says account. If you're on mobile, it's going to be in the drop-down menu on the left. If you want to be puppy, be free. I think foxes have like a puppy-ish behavior. Hello, what are we doing? We are in the middle of actually reading an article, and I just had a very, very intense sideline. Oh, wait, above that? Cat ears, but trans and ace. Wait. I've now drank my gender juice and ate my pronoun fries. Oh, true. Yellow dot swag. Is yellow idiots? Yes! Yellow dot swag. Cat software running on dog hardware. Yeah. I think foxes are cute. Treat the poll like you do the tarot cards. Let the results tell you your feelings. Absolutely. Anyway, I don't even know why we said that. Oh, because whatever said, Nyamaste. Nyamaste is so funny. People posting in the Discord during stream so that I can see things. Oh, those are cute. Yeah. Excuse me. Those are pretty adorable. But I was thinking like fuzzy ones, you know? Anyway, let's continue reading this. So, there's a formal complaint made in the 2021 incident. The 2021 incident was just one example of what was described as, quote, egregiously serious misconduct committed by Walsh after the relationship ended in 2017. Staff Sergeant Walsh has demonstrated intermittent, unwanted communication with Ms. B over the course of years between 2017 and 2021. Despite her multitude of attempts to get him to stop, his actions go beyond passive contact and rather are active and overt steps that have been considered in similar police investigations to be considered harassment or stalking, the investigation concluded. Wow, the phrasing of this whole paragraph is just really rough. Everything in that paragraph is just really rough. The misconduct... wait, hold on. Overt acts of stalking and intimate partner violence investigations are considered a significant risk factor, particularly over the course of such a long time, the discipline authority noted. Yeah, so, like, he's gonna kill her, right? Like, I mean, he's gonna kill her, though, yeah? I mean, like, is there any amount of, like, investigative intervention that's gonna prevent this from happening? What do you mean, wait, what? We're talking about... No, this is a police officer called Sergeant Walsh. It's Walsh. In Canada. This is not Matt Walsh. Came in a bit late. Okay, no worries. No worries. Yeah, this is just a staff sergeant in British Columbia. So, the misconduct has found that... the investigation has found that Walsh committed 3 separate types of misconduct. Discreditable conduct for his, quote, ongoing harassing behavior. Corrupt practice for his, quote, excessive use of a police database for personal gain. And deceit for, quote, providing misleading and false information during the investigation. The appropriate penalty would be for Walsh to lose his job. Really? Is that it? Anything other than dismissal would bring the administration of police discipline into disrepute and be contrary to the public interests. However, Walsh was never fired. He retired before the investigation concluded. Put him in jail. Put him in jail. How about jail? Dude, he's a stalker. He's gonna kill her. Do you think that him being punished by losing his job is gonna make him less likely to murder this woman? Throw him in a volcano. I think that would be acceptable. Have you seen Paw Star? No, have not. If you were about to leave, that's fine, whatever. Like, I saw that you said you were about to dip. That's fine. But I appreciate you hanging out regardless if you're gonna chill. That's always good. Straight into the volcano! Holy shit. Why is ACAB not an emoji? No one's designed one yet. All of my emojis so far have been gifts to me from the community. Just people contributing their own artwork as a way to donate to the community a bit. So I haven't commissioned one and no one's donated one. Do you think that it should match the style of like the Dix emoji or something? Like, yeah. All of my emojis, most of the emojis were made by EB the Purple. Some of them are carryovers from Vosh's website, from when my website was originally built. It was skinned off of his or the Surf's, maybe, one of them. And then a couple of my emojis were designed by Blue Spectra, who is a member of chat who doesn't come by super often, but we appreciate them. Literally, if I had money, I'd send you something. No worries, y'all. I mean, I totally get it. I totally understand. I totally appreciate it. Even if you're just hanging out. Yeah, is there... So the case was officially closed on August 4th, 2022. Walsh did not dispute the outcome, nor did the victim. The commissioner did not find any reason to order a review on the record or public hearing. The Province's Police Act prevents the office from releasing information or confirming an investigation is underway. The woman says she continued to live in fear. Quote, all of this time I'm looking out the window. My husband put up surveillance cameras, floodlights. I'm telling everybody to lock the doors. It changes your life. She told CTV News that the misconduct investigation, that what the investigation revealed was, quote, so disturbing to her and her family members that she decided to make her story public. The findings of the misconduct investigation note that Walsh and TB were never married, do not have children together, and never shared any property or assets during that relationship. Therefore, there was no necessity for ongoing contact after the breakup. Over the course of 5 years, since Walsh and TB terminated their relationship, Walsh has not heeded the direction to cease contact with her, despite the many platforms she has conveyed her wishes with increasing clarity. So yeah, seriously, is this it? You're gonna give me some more details about the way in which he was invasive on her life, but nothing about criminal case. TB also made a police report about Walsh in 2021. Months later, she was told no charges had been approved in the case, but that a peace bond, which is a form of protective order, and that a peace bond would not be sought. So that she was like not even approved to get a protective order. The experience was so frustrating for her that she wrote to everyone up to and including the province's attorney general to try to get the decision reconsidered. She wrote, we feel that Mr. Walsh has been afforded all the protection, and my family and I have been afforded none. BC Prosecution Service has declined to comment on this case. So yeah, just no actual ramifications. They clearly want this woman dead. Yeah, holy shit. That's insane. What the fuck is gonna be done? Like, yeah, nothing, yeah. Oh, there's an article? Hey, Happy Pride All, I'm getting my name change and ID soon. Can we get one more flex? If we get to, here, listen, I'll lower it if you feel it, here. If we get to $200 out of, we have 125 right now. I will flex again, okay? Enough time has passed that I would be willing to flex again. Hello, Silent, hello. I was gonna message you and see if you were doing anything tomorrow. Cause I want to watch an episode of That's Always Sunny with you. I think, It's Always Sunny. I need a full dragon cosplay someday. You want a full dragon listen, I told you all that I put together fun outfits and I post them on a certain website. Hold on, let me find the picture that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a picture from a couple months ago. Okay? See? There is a full outfit that gets put together sometimes. Occasionally. You know? I don't work till late tomorrow. Nice. Cool. Okay. I have edited so many YouTube videos today. Uh-oh. Thank you, Creature of the Fae. I appreciate you. My incompetence and ineptitude will not allow me to change the text color. And also very small buttons. The text color? If you use the arrow, then text green. Anyway, yes, I have a safe for work Fansly, y'all. It is hypothetically it's FAP material, but I don't post any nudes, so $5 a month if you want to go check that out. Anyway. Yeah, someone sent a link earlier. What did you send me? What is this, Ela Devine? Finally caught up on editing the reviews. Nice! Success! You've caught up. Suggestive. I know, my horns. I'm like, oh, you guys can't really see the tips of my horns. They're so pointy. I wish that they sat more like this, though. I just don't have a good way to do that right now. But I do wish that they were more down. This is how my horns should look. Suggestive, ooh-woo. Ooh-woo. Okay, stay down, though. I can't get them to stay down. They won't. Yep. These are Hrons. Anyway, what's this article? Charlie Kirk suggests that the CEO of OceanGate, quote, killed himself and his customers with wokeness. I saw this circulating on Twitter, but I hadn't actually looked at it at all. Aerodynamic? Very aerodynamic, yeah, uh-huh. Look at how cute they are. Goodness gracious, look at how adorable. I'm such a cutie pie. What an adorable little dragon. Wokeness gets another one. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it, alright? So, I guess let's watch the video. We might as well watch the video. How long is it? Let's watch Charlie Kirk be a fucking idiot for a minute.
But this is an interesting piece of tape. The CEO of OceanGate, who I believe is in the submarine, they say that he hired younger, more inspirational people.
Yeah, his face continues to shrink, just smaller and smaller. Dang, we have so many likes on this video today. Thank you so much, y'all.
Over experienced 50-year-old white guys. Other sub-operators typically have experienced ex-military 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, because I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to technology. So one could make the argument that the CEO was promoting diversity and or irrelevant characteristics over merit. So this ties into a theme that we've been talking about. That
what is woke about ignoring experts? Like, in fact, like, it's so funny because the actual position of these conservatives is that, like, being an expert at something means that you're a fucking nerd who they're gonna point and laugh at and make fun of. Like, for example, if you are an expert in epidemiology, just for one little example. But in this case, he's saying like, oh, it's woke to, I don't know, this is so stupid. It's amazing how big that dome is with those tiny eyes. His eyes are so small. Yeah, wokeness in following the protocols. Wokeness is when you ignore all of the expertise of sophisticated, elite, academic engineer folk types. You know what I mean? Conservatives be like, hire the experts, and then say doctors are wrong about COVID. Lamau! I did my own research. Absolutely. Holy shit, dude.
we care more about merit than race makes you wonder,
Like, how many people of color do you think were working for this company anyway? Like, yeah, hire my experts.
Play cut 50.
Yes, I mean, when I started the business, one of the things you'll find, there are other sub-operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology.
Again, I don't want to overly politicize it. That's the left's job. What the left did yesterday is they were saying, well, OceanGate has a history of donating to Republicans, as if that's like a super relevant thing, right? There are 6 people that are running out.
I'm not gonna overly politicize this like the left does, but I am gonna say that the OceanGate collapse thing was because of wokeness. Like, I'm gonna go interpret this guy as saying he wants a bunch of 16-year-olds who he can boss around instead of experts who are gonna tell him no. Like, that's wokeness, actually. Charlie Kirk is the same guy who had a panic attack while frantically cleaning his fridge of any woke produce. Yeah, he was like, I literally have to, like, look at the mustard and, like, read it and decide whether the company is woke. What a pussy. If you actually watched the video of OceanGate being built, it's all old white men. This is crazy. So woke they died. Yeah, wokeness killed them. Go woke to the bottom of the ocean. Billionaires, the wokest of us all. The wokest of us all.
Out of oxygen, 13,000 surface, we think. And the Daily Beast sends out a story, but you have to know about their political donations. These people are repugnant, repulsive, and disgusting.
I love how he says this after he politicized it. Like, amazing. Just like, that is some crisp projection.
For publishing an article like that. It is, however, separate to say that, do you get your best in life? Do you get excellence if you care about things that don't matter? If it is true, this person tragically passes away, the CEO of OceanGate.
Tragic.
And he says that he was choosing and selecting his personnel based on not wanting to have 50-year-old white guys. Then you could make the argument, albeit rather cruel and blunt, he killed himself and his customers with wokeness. Different?
It's because old white guys who are experts in their field, like as engineers and tradesmen, will tell you that you're being a fucking idiot if you skip the safety steps, you know? Like, it's like when you hire a 20-year-old who is in the middle of their engineering degree but hasn't completed it and has no time in the field, that person is not going to have the knowledge or expertise or the chutzpah to tell you to go fuck yourself when you're doing something stupid and unsafe, you know? Like, oh man. I would make the argument that he cut corners and hired people that he could pay less than experts because of capitalism. I mean, that's a good point as well, yeah. Don't you know safety's woke? I mean, listen, according to capitalists, safety is woke. Like, I mean, I'm not fucking kidding. Like, actually, which is so funny that it's funny that that's the opposite of what Kirk is saying here. Kirk is saying that following the safety experts is woke. He's saying that ignoring the safety experts is the woke thing right now. But in actuality, listening to experts is the woke thing, you know? And then, like, safety is one of those things that, like, it costs more money and like, is actually has to do with the well-being of people. It's like things that have to do with the well-being of people are woke, right? That's what's really woke. So when you care about safety, that's bad for the capitalist class because it means that they're making less money and they can't treat you like fodder that they're feeding into their machine. They just say two entirely opposite things are true at the same time and act like everyone else is wrong for pointing that out. It's because they don't actually need to care about words. Like, was it Sartre who said, like fascists don't need to care about words. They play games with words and use the fact that you do care about the truth against you. Guardrails were invented by lesbian Marxist atheists. Holy shit, that's true. Who knew that Nixon was a woke SJW signing OSHA into law? True. Yes, anti-Semites have the, quote, right to play. All right, let's watch this last minute of this.
Prince, if you had 50-year-old white guys, you don't know. But he was bragging that I just don't kind of want the archetype. I want to be more inspirational. Well, sorry, Pat, hiring a lot of people to go deep.
That's called word salad, man. Imagine being this easily duped. Like, imagine being this gullible.
It's a tragedy. It's awful. It's terrible. I don't find any delight in this at all. But I think it's necessary to play that tape. Because here he is going on a PR tour saying, well, you know, I'm checking all the identity politics boxes. Let this be a warning to when we say that we want to hire more black pilots. Oh, hold on, slow down. People could die if you embrace the poison of wokeness.
Yeah, people could die if you hire black people, is what, like, he just said. Wow. These people are insane. Like, I really am starting to wonder about lead production. I just can't get over how dweeby he looks. Like, who listens to Charlie Kirk? Who thinks this guy is the epitome of masculinity and this is the guy I'm gonna listen to? But then again, Tucker Carlson, he does look a little, he actually kind of has the same general soft shape to his jawline as Tucker Carlson. So I guess there is some appeal to this. Good grief, y'all. Good grief. Oh, my computer has decided to shit itself a little bit. Okay. Closing Fansly. I don't need Fansly open right now. It's time to sip some water. Examining the jawline. Transvestigators incoming. Listen, I will transvestigate Tucker Carlson with her, she, her pronouns in bio all day long. Agreed, the Daily Wire might as well be Der Stromer. It is the modern day Der Stromer. My grad union did help protect a professor who was targeted by TPUSA. I'm glad that your school did something about it. What's up, Sonia Blue? Yet another idiot with no idea of STEM, having a stupid opinion on diversity. Guys like this make my brain hurt. If they call us woke, we should call them slept. There's just no point in trying to, like, clap back on what the like Republicans are doing, because they don't care about words. They only know one language, and that's the language of force. So if, like, they're going to use force to try to strip our rights from us and everything, and we have to use force to stop them. Like, they just don't understand any other language. They will stop at nothing unless we force them to stop. Like, we have to take away the option for them to do the things that they're doing. Oh, I found, yeah, some good news. Found out one of my other family members is also not cisgender. It melted my heart. I haven't seen them in 7 years. And we both were very different. That's really good. Yep, Star Wars is real. You gotta use the Force. Use the Force, Luke. Do it. You know it to be true. Whatever, anyway. Oh, wow, that's funny. If Michael Knowles thinks that Disney did something worth condemning by simply hiring trans actress Abigail Thorne, why was I offered $10,000 to debate Michael on camera this spring? Listen, would I take that? Guys, should I take that? If someone ever offers me $10,000 to debate Michael or any other conservative, should I take that? Should I take $10,000? Luke wasn't above using the Force to choke a bitch. When did he choke a bitch? I don't remember that, but I haven't seen the original ones in a long time. Not worth it? Yes, maybe, no. So many mixed responses just then. What if it was like, what if I was like, $20,000? Like, it's like $10,000 might not be worth it. I'd throw you a couple Lincolns, but you use PayPal and those effers stole $1,000 from me once, so I don't use them anymore. Yeah, Trinity, I mean, PayPal is the best option for me because if you pay me directly through YouTube, YouTube takes 40% of your donation, and usually when my stuff comes through my website on PayPal, it comes through 100%. So I don't have, I don't think I have any other public facing, I do have like private Venmo or whatever, but that's private, you know? I feel like he'll just try to humiliate you and drag you through the mud, maybe try to ruin your life outside the debate, like he seems that evil. Just spend the whole debate asking why he paid an evil trans so much money. I wonder if there would be a, like, I wonder if Ari is able to say that she was offered this money, that he offered her this money because she didn't actually do the show. Like, if he had actually paid her, I bet she would have had an NDA. You know what I mean? You'll still be getting death threats and doxxed for months. That's true. That's true. If I actually won the debate, then it would be worse for me in the long term, for sure. I think that's fair. Only if you can wear a disguise. Listen, I would probably just call him a faggot. I think that I would shitpost through that debate. I think I would be like, hell yeah, man, thank you for having me. This is amazing. And then we would get a little bit into it, and I would just start calling him a faggot in a closet case every moment that I could. Because you know, okay, you know. And he would be like, wow, this is what the left is doing. And it's like, yeah, I have the balls to call you a faggot. You don't have the balls to call me a faggot. Do it. Do it publicly. Do it here. Do it now on this platform. I bet you don't. I bet you don't have the balls. I would show him his gay college films. I mean, that's why I'm calling him the F word, you know? It's because of that. Yeah, you could just go for the throat relentlessly until he ends it. I'm sorry you're having a rough time. Yeah, I appreciate it, Anthony. I'm feeling better than I was this morning. It was, like, the title of that video was a little bit of an exaggeration. I am not gonna give up or anything. I was just like, this is ridiculously overwhelming, and, like, we shouldn't be having to deal with this, so. Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play, I think. I think you're right, Shellbell. But he didn't reach out to me. Nobody wants to talk to me, because they know that I'm too powerful. Michael Knowles will say anything for attention. He has no beliefs beyond, look at me! It's why he shares everything scathing. He shares every scathing take on his views. It's why he'll claim he wants to eradicate transgenderism out of one side of his mouth while begging me to sit down with him out of the other. Yeah, Cedar. Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a nightmare! That is my favorite Steven Crowder clip. Oh my gosh, it's good. It's good. Debate Jeebius. Debate Jeebius, Cheez-It Furball. Hey, there's almost 100 viewers in here right now, so if you have not hit like, consider hitting the like button. We appreciate it. This show is free and viewer supported. And I'm here to bring you the news. Well, and we're actually about to start talking about the title of issue, so if you're here to talk about the issue in Kansas, you're just about right on time. And, ooh, I gotta be careful when I'm stretching not to flex my muscles too hard, because now I'm whoring myself out for money. Uh-oh. Dragons have become my new favorite animal. Dragons are my favorite animal. Ooh, big stretch. Ooh, big stretch. Ah, it's good to go to the right. And then, ooh, go to the left. Ah, stretch. I've been watching this bigoted... I don't even want to use the term trans widow. I hate that shit. This lady on YouTube, she cannot stop talking about trans people and calls us perverts. Yeah, I'm sure. I just got ruined knowing that that is a Cobot command. Yeah. Cobot. Oh no, I'm not high enough for this aggravating news. Yeah. I haven't decided. Yeah. Because so I posted the video today and I was all crying and stuff. Trans widow. Yeah, it means like a woman who is cisgender. Usually, sometimes husbands will say it too, but like a woman who is cisgender whose husband transitions to be female. And then she's like, I'm a widow now. Like, my husband died and now there's some harlot traipsing around in size 11 shoes, you know? Like, it's really quite horrendous. It's quite an unkind concept. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Yes. Yeah, honestly, Mersh, I'm a little bit confused as well, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of years. If I was still married when I came out, my ex would have done that to me. You know, as much as my relationship has had its ups and downs, at least it's never really been a question of me getting dumped because I'm trans. You know, that at least has always been something that we've been, like, on a team about. You know, there were some difficult questions initially, but, you know, my relationship did not end because I'm trans. It has been, you know, a point of conflict once or twice, but not, like, marriage ending or whatever. Excuse me. Hope things can get better for you and all trans people. Truly, Yugi, I agree. Wham and be gaslighting and reinforcing the patriarchy. Oh my gosh. Let me get a link up about this Kansas bullshit, y'all. Let me get some links to our Kansas AG trans. I don't know, let's just see what did we get there. Oh yeah, we got some links. I drink some more water. Been talking for almost 2 hours. When they say my husband died, that means they are affirming them as a woman. I actually think that, I mean, I've never had anyone do this to me, but I don't think it would be pleasant for someone to say you died when you feel like you're living for the first time in your life. Yeah, I know Aaron has an article about it. I think I might have it open, actually. Yeah, I have Aaron's article open already. And then I was looking at NBC earlier, so I was like, what else is there to look at? Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, the thing is that I don't... One of the fascinating things about the fact that this is my job is that when I read NBC articles or some other local news articles about these laws and stuff, I actually am discerning about the wording of the articles. Because one of the articles just now said, this law requires... What did this say? This says... Hold on, no, this is not the right one. It's this one. This says, a new Kansas law requires the state to reverse any previous gender changes in its records, but that's not true. That's not what the law does. That's not what it says. Like, you literally just did a misinformation right in the first sentence, and it's just because you don't fucking understand the issues. Like, Jesus Christ. Let people who are competent write your articles for you, please. Yeah, Mama points out, yeah, ContraPoints said it best. Trans people are uniquely regarded as both murderers and our own victims. Right. It's not healthy. Oh, Anthony says, I finally watched How to Train Your Dragon a couple nights ago and was not disappointed. It's so good! Listen, How to Train Your Dragon is a great movie. The reporting on these new bills has been so bad across the board. I know. My friend lives in Kansas. I have a couple friends in the conservative sandwich where I live, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and I am increasingly concerned for them. You know, I don't really go very many places, and I live in a place that is relatively progressive, given that it's Kansas, but yeah, I mean, it's still not pleasant. Unironically fake news, exactly. Okay, so this one is actually a little bit more accurate. Jesus Christ, alright, we gotta start the segment. I don't know how much to let my emotions show through on this segment. I already posted the video today where I was, like, crying and upset, and now I'm like, oh god, it's time for the actual segment, and I don't actually know what delivery to give this segment. I don't know. The fact that over 550 anti-trans bills can be introduced across the country and most people have no clue is an abject failure of all mainstream media. Yeah. Rage. I think it's time for rage. Go easy on yourself. Yeah, I know, Bearded Dragon. I'm gonna chill afterwards. Like, after stream is over, I'm gonna chill and take it easy for a bit. So... Thank you for the $5 dono, Shell Bell. They said, breathe! Breathe. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Will do. I will be a good boy and breathe. Goodness gracious. Okay. Raging storm. Exactly. I was cheated on and then dumped for being trans. Holy shit, Beth. Wow. That's awful. Breathe once, then get the whole segment on the exhale. They got Allen Wrench's gerbil feeders, something electric feeders. I can't do the whole... I used to know a lot of the words to the hardware store song. They got automatic circumcisers. Oh, God. This is why T for T is best policy. Listen, not all cis people, okay? My cis person, for example, is not hot garbage, I will say. Okay, well, I know that this video is going to take a little while to come out on the channel, so I'm going to have to reference the video that I made today in the past tense. Yay! Hashtag not all sissies, true. God, I'm actually considering turning off my AC, because it is really loud, and I've started to really notice it in the recordings of my segments. Arizona, nice! I'll check that out in a minute, Trinity. I posted a video a little while ago where I was very much fully crying, and it's because recently, you know, I live in Kansas, and not only do we have a law that recently passed that is one of the worst, if not the worst, anti-trans bathroom bills in the country, very limiting, and it applies to basically all bathrooms. You're supposed to be, you know, in the one that you were assigned at birth or whatever, and of course that increases danger, it increases scrutiny. I am supposed to use the female restroom, but I sound like this, and like, I look the way that I look, and even cisgender women, so even people who are not trans, are being questioned and harassed and sometimes assaulted even in women's restrooms because they don't look like they belong. So yeah, when people say, oh, you know, well, you can at least kind of pretend to be female if you want. Like, not really, dude. You know, when even cisgender women are getting caught up in this, not really. So I live in Kansas, and that law, which is the very restrictive bathroom bill, it is also, it kind of has this like thing toward the end where it says, for the purposes of public health information collection, individuals will be identified by their assigned sex at birth. And the way that people have interpreted this, and the way that it seems was perhaps even the intention for it to be interpreted this way, is that it could potentially prevent actually, currently, based on what time it is when I'm recording this, probably by now already, the law has passed, or sorry, the law has gone into effect, because it's supposed to go into effect July 1. So on July 1st, there's this bathroom thing is supposed to go into effect, and additionally, the Attorney General has said now that they are, not only are they trying to prevent you from changing your driver's license and your birth certificate, because that's for the information for the purposes of public identification, or however they put it exactly in the law. The idea behind that is you might be able to stop people from changing their driver's license or their birth certificate, like their sex assigned whatever bullshit, making your identity documents match the way that you look, essentially. You know, like if you're starting to pass as female, maybe you want to get that M off of your license so that a person who sees it doesn't go, oh, I guess this is a trans woman, and then proceeds to like deny you a job or deny you a place to live. Like a cop could assault you because of the fact that you're a transgender, or like they're gonna now use slurs and misgender you when they're speaking to you. That's why it's so bad. Before I get too far into this, not only is it just terrible in general to have your identity documents not like unable to be updated, it feels terrible, right? But they actually put us in danger. Like having those identity documents not match, if you can't get a job, if you can't get housing, unemployment and being unhoused, like unemployment means you can't afford to eat, which means you could die. Not having a place to live means you can be sleeping on the sidewalk, which you can die from. Maybe not this time of year, but you can totally die from just not having a place to live. Exposure. So they really are hitting hard on that. We thought, oh, maybe that's just like a really loose interpretation of the law. Like, ooh, maybe this won't actually impact people in this way. But no. Hit like on the video if you're ready to get super, super mad. Because the Attorney General is suing to stop trans people from changing their birth certificates, and so it's going to go into effect next week. And he has asked a federal judge to allow state officials... Oh, wait, no, where is it? Come on. Why is this one not... barred from making such changes in the future? Yeah. Okay. So this article took a minute to get to it, but at a news conference Monday, Kobach announced his office's formal legal guidance on enforcing parts of the new law. So this is saying here, like the law explicitly says so and so, and we are going to now tell you how to interpret and enforce that. He said the state's permanent records of birth certificates and driver's licenses would reflect a person's gender at birth, regardless of whether that person had filed to change their gender on their birth certificate at any point before the new law goes into effect. So retroactively, hold on. They're going to change people's stuff in their computer systems. And then he says, if you were a person who transitioned and got a birth certificate reflecting a different sex, that piece of paper can remain with you. There's nothing in the law that forces someone to surrender a certificate that was changed. However, the state's data will reflect the original sex at birth. So that means if your birth certificate was destroyed and you needed to get a new one, then the one that the state issues you will have your original sex at birth on it. And I don't know how this is going to affect driver's licenses going forward. Like if my driver's license, I changed my legal sex on it in 2016. So when it expires in a couple years, am I going to receive an ID that still says male, or am I going to receive an ID that says female? And like this, also notwithstanding the fact that it's total bullshit that in Kansas you can't change your license to say X on it. That would be convenient. You could also die this time of year from the heat. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true. Not so much from... I was thinking of the cold exposure, Anthony, but you're right. Let's see. Advocates for and against the law have said that it lacks a clear enforcement mechanism. That's true. The law doesn't change any criminal statuses, doesn't mandate any criminal penalties or fines, and doesn't allow people to sue another party over alleged violations. So when it makes it illegal for you to use such and such bathroom, it didn't actually include in the law, it is a crime under this rule, and it is going to be punished this way. A person who uses the wrong bathroom will be prosecuted under trespassing laws. Like, that's what they did in Florida, but this doesn't have anything in particular in there. So this has led critics to predict that the law's most likely direct outcome will be on how the state maintains identification documents for transgender Kansans. Okay, so the ACLU is finally getting involved a little bit. Thank you, ACLU. Holy God, I've been checking their website for any reference to Kansas for weeks. No matter how much Attorney General Kobach and extremists in our state legislature may wish to, they cannot erase the fundamental protections the Constitution guarantees to every single LGBTQ plus Kansan, says the ACLU of Kansas Executive Director Micah Kubik. Quote, Mr. Kobach should rethink the wisdom and the sheer indecency of this attempt to weaponize his office's authority to attack transgender Kansans just trying to live their lives. The filing pertains to a 4-year-old consent decree that required Kansans to allow people with birth certificates issued in the state to change those documents. Yeah. The decree itself was the result of a 2018 lawsuit in which a group of transgender people sued Kansas, arguing that policies in place at the time preventing them from changing the birth certificates were unconstitutional. So it literally only became an option like 5 years ago to change your birth certificate, like your gender marker on your birth certificate in Kansas. We've only had the right to do that for 5 years. And now they're going like, well, you can keep that flimsy piece of paper that we've already given you, but it doesn't actually have any bearing on what we have on our documentation. And like, yeah, there is still the question of Well, if I need a new one, are you going to issue me a document that does not reflect my identity and my appearance? Like that may not even accurately reflect like my sex at this point? This is a really disturbing trend of red state attorney generals making these unilateral fascistic decisions. First, Ken Paxton did it in Texas. He is currently impeached and being prosecuted for unrelated corruption. And how they declared CPS needed to treat any supportive parents as abusive. Then the Missouri Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, putting the arbitrary and impossible restrictions on trans healthcare that basically banned it for adults as well as kids. None of these cases have gone through any kind of democratic process. Yeah, thank you. Yes, exactly, Mama. That is exactly why this is so effed up. Like, when I posted my video that was all crying and upset about this, someone in the comments was like, this is why voting is so important. And it's like, nobody voted for this fuckhole. Like, nobody voted for this fucking dickweed. Like, do you see this guy? Hold on, excuse me. Do you see this guy? Nobody voted for him. Nobody voted for this guy. Attorneys general are appointed. They're appointed. And then what? They have this, like, unilateral executive power? Like, this is fucking insane, frankly. And it's, like, seriously starting to piss me off. This is Republicans being fascists. This is why it's so dangerous. And like, this is the thing that is so scary about the fact that nobody is covering this. Not only are there laws, like 550 laws at this point, having been introduced across this country, attacking the rights of trans people, and that's not making the news, but it's like, not even just the laws. It's these extra legislative processes, these executive powers. You know, Ron DeSantis, I always want to call him Rob. Ron DeSantis appointing a bunch of people to the Board of Medicine. Like, dude, he has been appointing people to that Board of Medicine for a while. Like, this was premeditated. That they knew that they were not going to pass the law through the legislation. They knew that they were not going to get that progress done, which they did eventually, of course. But before they got the legislation to pass, they used the Board of Medicine, which was corrupt, and very clearly, like, most of the people on it had been appointed to the board after having given him a donation. Like, the fact that they are using trans people as their excuse to exercise a bunch of executive discretion and undermine the legislative process. So you are not being represented in so many different ways. Your districts and your cities have been gerrymandered to the point that your vote does not matter. You are in places where, like, they don't even give a shit to go through the process of even pretending to go through the democratic process of writing a law and passing it back and forth between the Senate and the House, and like getting this whole thing all it's like theater, you know? They're like, we're bypassing all the theater of democracy and we're just heading straight to the fascism and the authoritarianism. It feels like all of the attacks on trans people by the various state governments right now are completely inorganic. I don't think if you polled regular-ass people, they'd give a shit at all. It's all talking heads bringing up the issue to the people and making them scared of big trans people. Yeah, no, I mean, you're totally right, Kushmilk. Like, it's so... I mean, it is literally manufactured. If any of you follow Zinnia Jones over on Twitter, or, like, if you follow her website, genderanalysis.net... Nope, don't, nope, nope, nope. I mean, Zinnia posts all the time about like the fact that these people are actually, they've thought of this. They're thinking about it really hard, and they're planning this whole thing. They have a script. They're copy pasting the same laws over and over across the country. Like, they're passing shitty laws that don't even have any legitimate, like, structure to them. Laws with typos, laws with half of a sentence missing. If you remember that one guy in Arkansas that we watched the video of. It has been polled, not even the majority of average Republicans have this hate boner. But the question, as always, is, do they even need the majority? Because the answer is obviously no. We are being ruled by a Christo-fascist, authoritarian minority. They're using Christianity, they're using the concept of the family, they're using the concept of children as a weapon to, like, bludgeon trans people down, but it does, like, they don't even care. They don't even care about trans people. They're just ruining our lives because it is the convenient way to get them to the fascism, which is what their actual goal is. Is there anything else in this article that I should read? I wonder if Aaron Reed has anything else to say either. So I guess there is like a small glimmer of hope that similar rules in Idaho and Ohio were struck down by federal courts in 2020. However, a federal judge in Oklahoma dismissed a challenge earlier this year to a similar law barring changes to birth certificates. Governor Kelly took office in 2019. She agreed to a consent decree, a settlement overseen by the federal government, under which the state was required to, quote, provide certified copies of birth certificates to trans individuals that accurately reflect their gender, and without the inclusion of information that would directly or indirectly disclose an individual's transgender status on the face of the birth certificate. So yeah, they're like, I remember in some state they were trying to pass a law to make it so that you had a gender marker on your birth certificate, which you could change and update if you wish, but then it would have a sex, which was your sex assigned at birth, which would not be changeable, which is like 1,000,000%. That's a pink triangle. That's a fascism. Like that's a they're trying to mark you. So imagine trying to go get a job and it's like, oh, so this document says your gender is female, but your sex is male, so you're clearly trans, and we don't want you. It's a clear violation of ex post facto to retroactively change people's IDs now. Yeah, like it's kind of like how when gay marriage was briefly legalized in California, before then they passed Proposition 8, which canceled it, right? They couldn't nullify the marriages that happened while they were legal, right? Just because, like, so gay marriage was illegal, and then it was briefly legal, and then they made it illegal again. But during this window, people got married, and their marriages remained valid. They didn't cancel them. They didn't say, no, we're not doing, like, they didn't do that. So this is like a similar kind of thing. Kobach, in his filing, said that the state needed to be able to prevent people from changing their birth certificates to help with enforcement of the new law, and that it was, quote, impossible to comply with both SB 180 and the consent decree. Yeah, I mean, this is really fucking infuriating, really, really, really angering. Like, it's like I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm like angry and I'm sad, like I'm disappointed. I feel like it's really messed up that I have to have a conversation with my husband about moving away from the place where we were both born and planned to build a life. Like, I don't even know if it would matter to any of these people if I were to call up Chris Kobach's office and it's like, hey, I was born here, I've paid a shit ton of taxes here, and I was gonna buy a house here, but instead I'm gonna go give all my property taxes to some other fucker who isn't trying to, like, gut my civil rights at every opportunity. And not to mention that having a handy-dandy list of trans Kansans on the AG's desk is probably worse than reverting gender markers. Yeah, like, because the fact is that they're gonna go through and find the records of everybody who ever changed their gender marker, and they're gonna compile a little list, right? Like, they're gonna compile a list. They're making a list, they're checking it twice, they're gonna find out who's a tranny or not. Come to Washington, there's fresh salmon and crab here. I'm tempted. Listen, I'm tempted. I'm reading a little bit. Hold on, let me read. Oh yeah, this is worth looking at. So according to an ACLU report from the U.S. Trans Survey, 68% of trans people reported that none of their IDs listed the correct name and gender. As a result of showing an ID that listed the wrong name or gender, many trans people experienced negative outcomes, including 25% reported verbal harassment for having an ID that didn't match, 16% had a denial of services or benefits, 9% were asked to leave a location or establishment, and 2% were actually assaulted or attacked as a result of their identification not matching their appearance. Yeah, Aaron points out, you know, many trans people may be concerned about what to do next. So yeah, there is no, you don't have to relinquish documents that you already possess, but the documents would not be legally correct. So any new copies of birth certificates or driver's licenses issued in the future will reflect the original gender marker. Consequently, there is an avenue for trans individuals to safeguard themselves in the short term in these states, such as you can get your shit fixed immediately. If you get your gender marker change done now, then your ID that you have in your hand will have the right gender on it. But they still could roll this back, you know? If your gender marker is already changed, get several copies of your birth certificate. Kobach points out that you would not be required to surrender old copies, and you can likely continue to use these for the rest of your life since birth certificates do not typically expire, right? If your driver's license is coming up for renewal, renew the license before the law's deadline. And if you are affected by these laws, contact your local LGBTQ+ organization or legal organization. These organizations will be looking for plaintiffs. So I wonder if that's part of the issue with the fact that they haven't yet challenged this bathroom law. Or, like, are they even gonna challenge the bathroom part of the law? Or are they gonna just challenge the IDs part of the law? They need a plaintiff, I guess. And, like, I don't know, like... someone suggested to me that I should be that plaintiff, and I'm like, I don't know, girl. Like, listen, I have a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of don't need my name to be associated with headlines. I mean, I guess I could be anonymous. I guess I could be an anonymous plaintiff. But yeah, I mean, like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I kind of want to go V for Vendetta on this bitch, but I can't because I have 2 teenagers. Like, I have children that I have to take care of. So I literally just can't go apeshit even though I really want to. Move to Australia. By criminals, for criminals. Absolutely. Oh my god. Yeah, the scariest part is that even if this gets stopped, as long as this thing is in motion, they will be getting that list. It won't go away if the courts rule against Kobach. You know, like, I mean, I would love if we could say, hey, this is temporary. I would love if we could say, yeah, don't worry about it. This law isn't going to pass. Like, the ACLU is going to stop it and we're going to be okay. But it doesn't put an end to the anti-trans sentiment. It doesn't put an end to the fact that I now know that the place where I want to, the place where I've tried to build my life at wants to eradicate me. Effectively, like, they want me to be gone, and it's like, I just don't know how to wrap my head around it some days. It's so toxic and it's so harmful, and it's like, I don't even know what it would take at this point for me to feel like things are maybe gonna be okay. Like, I don't know what I would need in order to feel like it is safe to stay here, because right now I just don't feel that it's safe to stay here. If it wasn't for my partner and dog, I'd hop the nearest freight train for the Pacific Coast. Holy shit. It's a fireworks show feeding on hate. It will burn itself out. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't burn out. It will not burn itself out. That is a great way to get yourself, like that's a great way to get yourself torn out of your bed by your fucking hair. I've been increasingly seeing people calling trans people autogynephilic. Of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Nazis really burnt themselves out. Yeah, thank you, Sam. I'm doing the rage version of that same post right now. I never said anything about not it getting ugly in the meantime. No. Listen, Shellbell, I love you. 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 And I'm just gonna tell you that the thing that you just said was that it will burn itself out. What I'm telling you is that if you don't respond to the fascist by fucking shooting them in the face, they will kill you. Like, it doesn't burn itself out. You have to kill Nazis. Nazis don't burn themselves out. If you think to yourself, oh, things will just resolve, you will die. Like, you will just kill yourself dead. And I'm going after this point really hard, not to go after you, Shellbell, but to emphasize for the entire audience, both now and in the future on YouTube, who think, oh, it's fine, it'll pass. No, it won't. You kill Nazis, or they kill you. There is no middle ground. Yeah, they don't stop until they win or they die. It's Game of Thrones rules with Nazis. You win or you die. Listen, if I get in trouble with YouTube for saying we have to kill Nazis, then I don't know that this is the right platform for me. They will kill us for sure, though. Like, holy shit. Yeah, and also racism is definitely totally all burnt out today. There's no racism in Ba Sing Se. Moral panics can tend to fizzle out, but trans folks have been repeatedly targeted in multiple moral panics for decades now, which can lead to genocide. Yeah, exactly, Jamie, truly. Harrison Ford said it's okay. Harrison Ford says that Indiana Jones would push other people out of the way to be the first one in line to punch the Nazis. Do you know what I mean? I think you get in trouble for talking about Nazis in the first place. Yeah. Lux, the new pro tag for Wolfenstein games. So I'm just big mad, y'all. I'm big mad. I'm super frustrated. I don't think things are going to get better, and I've been saying that for a few weeks. And at this point in the show, I don't think I have anything else that I can say about Kansas or this shitty country or anything that I haven't already said. Like, these people want us to die. These people want us to die. They keep saying it in so many words. They keep saying, we want to eliminate trans people, and we want to eliminate transgenderism, and, like, people don't have the right to cross-dress in public, and, like, you don't have, like, First Amendment protections, and you don't have the right to use the bathroom without being harassed. Because, again, it's not even really about, like, the bathroom that you were supposed to use or whatever. It's about, like, opening you up to harassment. Because, again, I'm supposed to use the female restroom, but I'm not necessarily going to pass if I go in there. And so I'm going to be in the restroom that I'm supposed to be in, and someone is going to call the cops on me. We will Xander the Nazis. Yeah, if we just... Do we just use Xander instead of whatever other word? Give a little shout out to Xander Hall. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say that I haven't said before a million times. I got a 12-hour suspension for telling one of my friends on Twitter to Xander Hall yourself, so it's iffy. On YouTube, though. YouTube doesn't know about our memes. I've seen several fascists just go, yes, that is the goal in regards to the bathroom issue, not even concern trolling anymore. Oh, like, yeah, literally saying any gender non-conforming person is going to be accosted in the bathroom. Yeah. That's already been happening for so many years. I've witnessed it happen. I've, like, worked with women who would go bother short-haired women in the bathroom. Like, excuse me, this is the ladies' room. I'm gonna walk up to the government and start barking as loud as I can. That sounds effectively, yeah. Walk in confidently to the restroom, ignore their words, don't let them physically hurt you, do your business and leave. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't use public restrooms that much, right? Realistically, I don't go places for long enough that I would require using a public restroom. And I know that I can pass as either male or female. I can choose which bathroom I'm using based on what I look like that day. That's how I do bathrooms. I just use whichever bathroom I look more like that day, and if there's a non-binary, like, gender-neutral option, I will go to that bathroom as my first choice. But otherwise, like, I just go to whatever bathroom I think I'm gonna get less harassment in. If we're going to go at them, throwing punches willy-nilly isn't really going to end well. We need to be calculated and precise. I mean, I really do think that the one-time Richard Spencer punch was quite effective. He's like such a pissy baby now. He only goes on live stream panels. I haven't seen any videos of him on the street since then. Excuse me, this is the ladies' room? Me, I'm so sorry. Where is the women's room? I never thought I would say this, but thankfully the body passes as a woman, so we look cis. Yeah. Yeah, it was so... I had someone on my video earlier today when I was so upset. They were like, well, honey, you know, you can put on some makeup and look pretty and pass as female. And it's like... Dude, that's fucked up. Did they think that I'm a trans woman and that's why they said that? Because if they know that I'm transmasculine, that's fucked up. It's like telling a pre-transition person, like someone who has not, like who doesn't have access to hormones at all, like saying, well, you're lucky because at least you're not visibly trans. Like, holy shit. That's a fucking insane thing to say. Spencer was a different time. If a trans woman throws a punch at a literal Nazi, they will literally use that to pass legislation against us. I wasn't suggesting that a trans woman should do it specifically. I mean, we don't know the name or gender of the person who, like, I think that the person who punched Richard Spencer was white, but that's like all I know about that person. Veronica, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I have a hyperactive bladder and had it before I started E, so I have to use public restrooms, and it's always a gamble. I always fear it's so bad. Yeah, I have so much sympathy for people who... I mean, it's like, I feel like I have it relatively easy because people don't really bother me in public, you know? I do walk around with confidence, and when people speak to me, like, I just kind of ignore any of their discomfort, and I think I put people at ease with my manner, so that, I guess, helps a little bit. Like, I'm not socially awkward. Maybe if I was concerned about, in the same way that trans women are concerned about the constant harassment they get, like, maybe I would be having a less easy time, but it just feels weird to be like, yeah, I feel so bad for people who have it worse, but it's like, also, but I have it bad. Like, it's not, like, not bad for me. They don't need the excuse, they're passing the laws about it anyway. Yeah, they haven't yet tried to pass a law making it illegal for us to own guns, though, and I do think that there's an argument to be made that if a trans person does something violent, then they might try to pass a law to make it so that we can't have guns, which would be bad. I've just stopped leaving my house. I'm 6'6" and 300 pounds. I stand out. Yeah. You'd stand out no matter what your gender is. Yeah, multiple people can have a bad time at the same time. I was already seeing that rhetoric after the trans school shooter. Yeah, so there was a little bit of that. It's kind of died down somewhat. But I think that, here's the other thing, the psyops with the bombings, the bomb threats. Because sometimes the bomb threats say, you know, you're supporting LGBT people at Target, so I'm gonna bomb you. But then sometimes, like, some Targets responded by taking down the display, and then there was a different bomb threat that said, because you took down your LGBT stuff, you know, I'm going to bomb you in the name of the LGBT community. Like, they're trying to make trans people look bad by pretending like we're the ones making these calls. They are trying to do that, or they were before Tucker got canned. His last thing was trying to question trans as having guns. Yeah, they are trying to come after us. The beer is queer. The beer is queer. No. No. God. Luckily, if I were to do something violent, they would most likely blame it more on my being a redneck with PTSD. It helps to be a redneck in a state where owning guns, fighting, etc. is somewhat acceptable. Yeah, Mersh, you've had a rough and tumble. Like, you've gotten in fights with people before for, like, saying shit to you. Like, being in the military just gives you, like, a totally different, frame of reference, I think. For what's, like, normal type, like, a normal amount of violence. No. Is it the no that you're finding funny? No. Anyway. The bakery at my Wegmans didn't carry anything Pride or Juneteenth related because they wanted to avoid, quote, cultural events and just stick to seasonal stuff. They have never had a problem with it before this year. Oh, true. If your ID doesn't match, you likely can be refused for purchasing a firearm. Almost like they meant that to happen. Well, can you still get one on the gun show loophole? Maybe you could find a relatively unscrupulous seller at a gun show. The store doesn't otherwise seem anti-queer, like they have pride banners up. I mean, yeah, if you're concerned about, like, someone... Well, okay, so here's the thing about bakeries. Bakeries, specifically. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, the bakery at my Wegmans... So bakeries in particular have had some specific issues with people throwing, like, bricks through the window, and, like, someone threw a Molotov cocktail in the window of a bakery that hosted a drag event. So, and bakeries do seem to be an interesting, contentious issue when we have these culture war things, you know? The, gun show? No guns. $60 more in donations and I will show off the guns. I totally forgot what I was in the middle of saying. I read something and... Yeah, because, like, regular businesses, like bakeries, get involved with these things. Like the guy in Colorado who would not make a cake for a gay couple, or whatever it was. Like, why are bakeries the site of so many culture war issues? Weird that people would make such a big deal about cakes when you think about it. Jeez Louise. Anyway, y'all. Anyway. The news is a terrible place to live. We don't like to live in the news. Is there something, like, less doomer? It's even scarier having started HRT. The voice drop basically made all forms of ID unusable. You can, like, train your voice up and still sound relatively female, like, if you want to, but, like, we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. And that's why it's the conquest of bread, because of the bakeries. Have you seen most bakers? That's why that Christian bakery was so weird. Bakeries are queer as hell. Queer as hell. You can still have a wedding without a cake, etc. It is different, but it's not that bad. So I didn't actually have a wedding when I got married. I got married when I was 18, and I did not want... Here's a lore hour. Hey, Luxander lore hour. I didn't want all to be the center of attention. Like, I was, you know... I hadn't started my physical transition yet, and I really didn't want the, like, you're the bride kind of attention, because that's what I would have received at the time. So my partner and I just didn't tell anyone that we were getting married, and we did it at the courthouse. We didn't dress up, we didn't do any special ceremony, we did exchange rings, which I don't wear. He doesn't wear his either, it's not like a... I bought uncomfortable rings, so we gotta figure something else out. But yeah, I didn't have a wedding the first time around. And I think that I would like to do that, maybe, at some point. Like, now that we've been together for, like, 14 years or some shit like that. Maybe as, like, our 15th anniversary. Be like, hey, let's have a wedding. Like, we are totally different people than who we were when we started dating, so couldn't it be fun to have, a party about that? And, like... a whole new ceremony. My parents did a 25th anniversary rededication ceremony. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I think that, like, maybe his parents did a similar second ceremony thing, and then they ended up getting divorced. So it's like, I can see that not being super appealing. like LOTR style necklaces. I've told him before that I would wear a collar, because I kind of like the idea of wearing a collar. He does wear a necklace all the time, but it's not one that I made him. It's one that a different friend made for him. I want to marry my GF, but she will lose SSI if I do. Yeah, we don't have marriage equality in this country until disabled people can get married without losing their benefits. I can't apply for benefits, you know, even during like a separation, you know? Lux, can I be a flower girl? Oh my god, true. Just me having like a fully adult woman being my flower girl. I guess there's no reason not to. Hooray for the USA. I have no desire for a romantic relationship. I'm free of them feels. That makes things easier, TBH. Makes things easier. Canon and D? Do you mean Canon and D's nuts? Absolutely. There's 98 people here right now. Holy shit, dude. If you haven't hit like. Let's see how far we can push it today. We have 150 likes right now. Let's see if we can pump those numbers up, I guess. Ooh. I'm not against romance, but mostly I just want friends I can cuddle and watch TV with. Yeah, I am unfortunately... I'm demisexual, and I am very much a romantic person. I want romantic connections in my life. This shirt is so tight on my arms. How is everybody staying sane right now? I'm like trying to stay offline a bit, I guess, and like focus on the shit that I need to do, and like journaling. Journaling is a thing that I'm doing. I'm probably gonna journal after the stream is over. Farming WoW and working on my home lab. Lots of weed. Yeah, fair enough. It sucks living in Kansas. I don't have the option of lots of weed. Flirting with trans girls. Women, right? I mean women, you know? Wrecking myself in the gym. Listen, be careful about wrecking yourself in the gym, but also I feel you completely. I draw. Yeah. Street Fighter 6. My brain broke and I no longer function properly. That means you gotta take a break. If your brain broke and you can't function, it's time to cancel. Cancel all activities. No more interaction, no more thinking, no thoughts, head empty. Okay? No thoughts, ... head empty, ... Brain smooth like marble. Oh my god. I thought that I had a marble. No, I don't. My partner showed me a really cool marble yesterday. I was like, wow, that's a good marble. I'm watching Portrait of a Lady on Fire with friends tonight and having a good cry-areno. Spending the time with friends is the most important part of that, I think. My brain broke earlier when you were yelling, so I got some chocolate peanut butter ice cream, and now I feel good again. No! Listen! Oh my god, you just reminded me, Violet. I have to accept that I'm fucking lactose intolerant. Like, it's so obvious. Like, I ate ice cream last night, and I woke up today in so much pain. Like, I woke up today in so much pain. I ate ice cream before bed last night, and I went to bed at like 1:30ish, and I woke up at 7:30, and I like my tummy just hurt so bad, and I had to go to the bathroom, and like it was just not. Do you ever? Okay, this is a little bit TMI, I guess, but do you ever have those times where you're trying to do a very intense poop, and you think that you're gonna throw up? You're like your body can't tell what end it's supposed to come out of. I was like, you're like sat there on the toilet, and you're just like holding your bathroom trash just in case. Like on your lap, you know? Oat milk is my best friend. Yeah, oat milk I could see being okay. Lactose-free ice cream and frozen yogurt tastes great too. It's expensive, right? Vegan ice cream, it's more expensive. I'm cheap. I get like $4 tub of ice cream. I love how every other food tolerance people are just like, well, okay, I just won't eat that. But for lactose intolerant people, it's like, well, okay, I just will have horrible poops for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's like you're bargaining with lactose intolerance. You're like, but so it's like, so I can eat cheese. I can eat cheese, and that's usually okay. If I eat an entire pizza to myself, I will probably feel that the next day. It's not horrible though. Like ice cream is by far the worst. You know, milk is actually fine. Like it's not horrible. But I guess I usually have a limited amount of milk. I usually only drink like 1 cup, like 1 actual unit cup of milk at one time, like 8 ounces. Ice cream only on weekends. I gotta get some Lactaid, because the thing is that I have a tub of ice cream, and now I'm like, shit, it's gonna hurt me so much if I eat it. But, so I gotta get some Lactaid or something. Excuse me. Yeah, when I'm within sprinting distance of the toilet, I eat ice cream. I'm the opposite. Cheese and ice cream is fine for me, but raw milk is bad for me. If it's processed milk, my body is usually fine. Yeah, cheese is good stuff. Popped back in to say Star Trek is how I stay sane right now. Yo, Star Trek is good. Aren't they taking some Star Treks off of Paramount? I saw Gayfish was fucking malding about that on Twitter a second ago. I sometimes drink whole milk out of the gallon jug like it's water, which I'm told is strange. So the thing that I'm going to tell you, Shell Bell, about that is that that's disgusting. Like, unless you drink the last of the milk. Like, okay, I have drank the last of the milk out of the carton at the end. Like, when I'm about to drink the last of it, and I've drank that out of the carton. But you can't drink out of the carton and then put it back in the fridge. You 100% of the time backwash into whatever you're drinking. Like 100% of the time that you take a drink, unless you're doing one of these cute things where you're like holding it up, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it with my dick. If you like hold it above your head and you're like, then that is acceptable. But if you drink it from the bottle and then you put it back down, like you backwashed into it. And then if you put it back in the fridge, now there's gonna be like a bunch of shit growing in it. Yeah, I hope you clipped. I hope you did. I'm the only one who drinks whole milk. It's not about your germs. Like, yeah, if you have your own cup of milk and you drink it and then it's gone, okay? But you're putting bacteria from your disgusting mouth. Human beings have horrendous mouths. They're so gross. You're putting germs into the milk, which it's got sugar in it and like grows stuff. And then you're putting it back in the fridge to like ferment. It's so disgusting. Because by the time you go to drink it, it's not your mouth germs anymore. It's your mouth germs, which have now cultured in milk. It's so gross. Petri dish indeed. Is that a crocheted packer? That's awesome. Yeah, I crocheted my packer because I don't want balls. And every packer that you can buy has balls on it. So I made mine. I would do it differently if I did it again, but this is what I have for now. And yeah, it's crochet. So you can see all the tiny little half double crochets that this is made out of. And then it has a sock in it. Just a rolled up sock. So it's not, right now it's not very full and plump, you know? But that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that mug is veiny. I almost forgot we need to make a Dick's shop online at some point. Lux, will you respond to the allegations that you are lactophobic? Listen, I have a deep respect for the lactose people. Okay? I have a deep respect. But I just can't tolerate being around them. They make me sick, okay? That's the truth about the lactose people. They make me sick. Welcome to the website, Belle. I just submitted my tenancy application. Is that to Canada? You submitted a tenancy application to Canada? Oh, Seattle. Seattle, for public housing in Seattle. Okay, that's awesome. Did you know this is why cows can't play piano? They lack toes. I know, they got no toes. They're lacking toes. Fun fact, where was what I was saying? Oh, I can't read. I heard that you called milk homo. True. Would be 2 roommates. I wish you luck on your tenancy application, truly. There's 103 people in here right now. Holy fucking God. Listen, we already talked about the serious news. Unless you have more serious news for me to discuss, I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. We've covered the news by now. I heard you might be leaving YouTube. Is this true? No? Why would I be leaving YouTube? Where did you hear that, Jonathan? I'm not gonna leave YouTube. Twitch fucking sucks. Yeah, this is where my platform is right now, at least. Funny thing about lactose intolerance is that that's actually the normal genes. I know! I used to think I used to feel so special going like, hey, oh my God, the ADHD, the Ritalin is starting to wear off. You can tell, we're toward the end of stream. It's starting to wear off. There's no other platform I'm gonna go to besides YouTube. All the trans that are PNW based in Lux's and DM's chat should have a meetup sometime. Honestly. Oh yeah, the lactose intolerance. I used to think I was so special because I have the genes to be lactose tolerant into my adulthood, but it did wear off. It wore off. Oh, the title of your video alone might have made some people think it was you saying you were quitting. Yeah, it was more an expression of the emotional, limit that had been overwhelmed. But that's fair, Hales. Hope you can get out of Kansas soon. Fuck Republicans. In a just world, they would just die, TBH. Yeah, we don't live in a just world, unfortunately. I hope that I can get out of Kansas soon. I hope that it's a relatively easy process. I hope that life is worth living somewhere else. And, I mean, yeah, again, still, I wish that I could stay. Like, I want to stay. I just don't think that that's a smart move. I got the mutation. I can chug milk all day. You will eventually grow out of it. Because the thing is, it's not like a mutation that's permanent. It's that, like, it takes a longer time for your body to stop making the enzyme that digests lactose. So, you know, your body creates the enzyme when you're a baby, and then you, like, some of us, it lasts longer and longer into our adulthood, but you will, like, everybody eventually loses their lactose tolerance. It's not like a permanent thing. My boss said that he drinks a half gallon of whole milk every day because he works out hard enough that he burns the fat otherwise, and I said that'd probably make me lose it faster. My dad's like 65 and he still chugs milk. Listen, okay, this is the thing about lactose intolerant people. We will still chug milk even though it hurts the next day, or even though it hurts 6 hours later. It's like basically a guarantee. Obs, thank you so much for the $20 dono. They said, why was the trans man vegetarian? Because he was a herbivore. Get it? A herbivore? That's a good one. I like that obsesses. Like, I'm actually a pretty big fan of puns. They make me happy. I'm a big fan of puns. I will keep making the lactose enzyme if I only have the willpower. Too much milk can lead to weaker bones. So that's not true, Alex, but too much milk can increase your risk of estrogen-associated cancers. So if you drink a lot of milk, you can, it will increase your risk of, like, breast cancer, for example. Would be fun to do a stream game. A stream game? Oh, on the day we do a positive stream / Slay the Dragon, could we also do a game night with Scribble.io? Yeah, I actually would love to play more Scribble.io. Star Panda, who was one of the main organizers for the virtual Pride event that we did on Saturday, she asked me on DM, and I need to respond to her. She asked if I would like to do a stream Scribble game night, and I would like to do that. I'm, like, even more keen to do a private thing. Like, I was thinking about messaging maybe, like, Gayfesh and Silent, and maybe a couple of my other online friends, and just being like, hey, do you want to play some Scribble, like, privately, not stream it, you know? I think that both of those things would be good. I'm down. Yes! All of those 20 gallons of raw milk a day chuds accidentally transitioning themselves. No, literally, if you drink a shit ton of milk, you're literally drinking, like, it's when people say, oh, I'm not going to drink soy milk because it has phytoestrogen, we need more than 30 seconds. Listen, yeah, like, Amy had never played that game before, and, like, there is a way to have fun playing Scribble, and there were some things that we definitely missed that made it less fun for me, knowing that, like, I know what the most fun version of this game is, basically. Playing with a bunch of custom words is not super fun. Playing with only 30 seconds is not fun. Having prompts in there that nobody can guess is not fun. Like, drawing things in a way that's really hard for people to guess is only fun if it's done once in a while, you know? Milk has estrogen in it? Yeah. I mean, think about it. Where does a milk come from? Milk comes from a cow titty. Cows have estrogen in their bodies when they're female, and especially if they're pregnant and lactating, right? So then and they're mammals, so their estrogen is, like, very similar to our estrogen. Milk comes from an any titty, true, yes, cow's milk. Oh man, that's another fun thing. Do you ever think about recipes? Do you ever think about, yes, you should drink milk if you want to estrogenize. Do you ever think about, oh my god, what is happening to me? I have nipples, Greg. H-Bomb became a soy boy to show us the impact of phytoestrogens. Yeah, have you ever thought about recipes and how you're supposed to use, like, one egg? And it's like, we know what that means. It means a chicken egg, right? But if you were, like, an alien, you would not know what kind of egg. And so it's also similar with milk, you know? Like, we know that we usually mean cow milk. It did, in fact, not feminize him and stop his male pattern baldness. True. We should add estrogen to the milk and serve it to GOP. That is poisoning. When will Nintendo release pigeon milk from Animal Crossing? I mean, an alien would probably not start learning... No, it's not about them learning English. No. It's not about them learning English by picking up a cookbook. It's like, once they know English, once you know English and you're reading a book, you're just trying to learn about Earth culture, or, like, Earth cuisine at this point, right? It's like, we don't specify what kind of egg. So is it a chicken egg? Is it a duck egg? Is it caviar? Is it an ostrich egg? And that would throw off your ratios, because what if it's many years later and there aren't any living beings left on Earth, and so the only thing that they were able to find was a fossilized ostrich egg? Learning a language without learning the culture will always have these incongruities. Yeah, it's just, in particular, like, I think that worldwide, across the entire Earth, I mean, there are situations where goat milk is specified, or maybe there are some cultures where goat milk is, like, the norm because they have access to goats more than they do cows. But planet-wide, I think basically everybody just says egg to mean chicken egg in a recipe. Unless you are specifying use duck eggs for this, you know what I mean? There's got to be a website for egg conversions. How much of an ostrich egg do you need per chicken egg? You could do it by weight, essentially. But, you know, ostrich eggs are more likely to live, to, like, last longer in a fossilization type of thing, because they're so thick, you know? They're quite difficult to get into, actually. Yeah, it's dog milk and cat eggs. Chocolate eggs are sure gonna throw them. Absolutely. This is the part of the stream where we just kind of shitpost a little bit and have fun, y'all. Like, I appreciate you all who are here for the important, critical, important political news and everything. But we also, like, on my stream, we sometimes just fucking shoot the shit. And this is kind of the time of the stream where we're just sort of shooting the shit, because I've talked about all my serious stuff, and now I'm basically just going to keep going until I'm tired and want to go make dinner. So that's kind of the part of the stream that we're at now, which I appreciate you hanging out for the serious stuff, for the hanging out, whatever you're doing. Yeah, just add one large gamete. Oh my god, that would be so funny. What if I did, like, a turf cooking show? Oh man, that would be funny. That would be amazing. I'm sorry, by the way, YouTube chat. I have been ignoring you so hard like the redheaded stepchild you are today. If you're in the YouTube chat and you're frustrated, join the website chat. I'm sorry. It's the first link in the description. Should I be nervous about taking my first e-shot? Don't be nervous. So Shade, is this an intramuscular injection or are you doing subcutaneous? Because I can give you tips on both that will make it easier for you. Adding 2 quarts of chest pus. Chest pus only works if you have titties up here. Chest pus doesn't work because the udder... Oh, you couldn't see what I was doing. Chest pus doesn't really work for the udder. It's down here in the dick area. You know, the udder? It's in the dick area. Intramuscular. So my suggestion for intramuscular injections is... usually what I would do is I would sit down and I would prop up my leg. I would put my leg out straight and I would prop it up on like a chair or something because I used to inject into the big fat thigh muscle on the outside of my leg. Because that's a big muscle. If you want to choose a big muscle so that it doesn't hurt as much, basically go find a diagram and pick the biggest muscle on the diagram, and like usually one in your legs though. But the muscle on the side of your leg is tensed up when your leg is folded in a 90-degree angle. Like if you're sitting in a chair. So I would prop out my leg to make it straight out. And then you do the injection like a 90-degree angle just straight into the thickest part of the muscle. And it hurts a little bit, but if you just relax your leg and you keep your leg straight out, that makes it a lot easier. Then you aspirate, like once you're in there, okay, you're doing this as you're talking. Okay. You want to aspirate the syringe once it's in there, which means you pull back a little bit and what you want to see is a little air bubble come into the syringe once it's in your body. That way you know that you're not injecting into a vein. Usually you're not injecting into a vein, but you got to be careful to make sure you're not. And then once you're sure that you're in the muscle and not in a vein, you just go for it and just like start depressing the needle. But yeah, so those are like my hot tips for doing intramuscular injections. And then I also would recommend, once you've cleaned it up and once you've like sterilized and thrown away your needles and everything, like massage the muscle a little bit gently, just gently sort of massage the muscle a little bit. I might also suggest like you walk around a little bit and maybe like do a couple of squat type motions just to like sort of work it into the muscle. What about drawing the liquid? Oh God, the whole process. Yeah, I mean, don't touch the sterile field. Like none of the parts that are like inside anything, or none of the parts that connect to each other. Don't touch any of that with your hands. Air or nothing. As long as it's not blood. True. Yeah. So you like use okay, don't use the same. Here's one thing I will say. Do not use the same needle to draw the liquid out as you do to inject yourself. Jamie Jam, welcome in. Use 2 different needles. You put one needle into the vessel, into the jar, and then you suck out your E, and then you like suck in a little bit of air to get your liquid away from the tip of the needle. Then you take off your first needle, put on another needle that's ideally it's probably going to be smaller. And then again, don't touch any of the connection points between like this part of the syringe, and then there's going to be a part of the needle that goes like, and it sticks on top of there, just like barely. Like, do not touch this area right here. Don't touch it. And then, yeah, like, make sure there's no air in it. Try to hold it upright so that there's no air, like, air bubbles flowing through the whole liquid because you're shaking it around, you know? I'm trying to get e-shots, too. Tired of sticking stuff to myself. Hopefully intramuscular. I don't actually know. Are there any girls who do subcutaneous injections? Yeah, I apologize about the needle phobia thing. I don't want scars. Can I inject between my toes? No. No. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so, because with testosterone, it's supposed to be a little bit better to do subcutaneous as opposed to intramuscular injections. IM injections for life? It's like supposed to be a more steep drop off as you approach your new shot when you do intramuscular. Like it's supposed to be a slower release. I've done them in my legs and I had to stop. It started deforming my muscles. Did you do it in the literal same location every time? You're supposed to move it around a little bit. That's another thing. You're supposed to like use this leg and then maybe inject it into your ass a different time. Like you're supposed to do it in different locations. Also use a 22 gauge or smaller injection for injection and a 26 gauge. 26 is smaller than 22 actually. What you want is like a 20 gauge needle or maybe an 18 gauge needle to draw up the liquid. And then a smaller, something like a 22 or maybe a 25 to do the injection. Planned Parenthood has videos online for HRT injections, guiding you on sub-Q and IM. Excellent. Do you think they will start targeting sex workers next? What do you mean next, Missy? Did you miss when FOSTA SESTA passed like 4 years ago? Do you remember when Tumblr nuked all of its sexual-related content and then Craigslist stopped hosting personal ads? Yeah, when have they not attacked sex workers? Oh, those are the sizes I use. I just got it backwards. I want to do the injectable pellet, but insurance won't cover it. Of course they won't. It's like they don't want to cover anything. Oh my god, insurance is so stupid. Sub-Q is fine, but I found it's easier to do wrong and get knots. Here's the other big difference about IM versus sub-Q, and like my brother didn't know this when he was doing his injections. You're meant to do intramuscular injections. You're supposed to go in at a 90-degree angle, but when you're doing subcutaneous injections, you are meant to go in at a 45-degree angle, because your goal is just to get under the surface of the skin into the subcutaneous fatty layer under there, you know? Sex workers have been getting shafted since forever, right? I think that sex workers are the traditionally, like, even more than women as a group. Like, women as a group, of course. Oh god, true. Oh, I clicked this link earlier and I didn't even look at it. Cholesterol increases the risk of blood clots. Milk contains estrogen. Sweating face. But yeah, trans girls taking estrogen, you're also increasing your risk for blood clots, you know? I take birth control, and this increases my risk for blood clots. Like, yay. That's fantastic. Remember to equalize the pressure in the vial. Oh yeah, that's another good thing to do. Yeah, when you're about to draw up your injection, like draw air into the syringe. That's the proportionate same amount of liquid that you're going to be pulling into it. You inject air into the bottle, and then suck liquid out of the bottle, and that maintains the pressure. Hey, welcome to the website chat, Sarah. Welcome in. All of the anti-trans laws that have been passing have been targeting the most vulnerable among us. Sex workers are included. They've had, as far as I've read, taking HRT increases risk less than birth control. I don't actually know. It might increase the risk less, but it increases the risk similarly. Like, it might be a different proportion of risk, but it does increase your risk, because estrogen just fucking makes you prone to blood clots. But interestingly, as a trans man, you also are, like, taking testosterone also increases your risk of blood clots. It's fucking stupid. If I use the same needle to inject and draw, it's just going to be super annoying. Well, it's gonna hurt more, because the needle has been crafted... Where am I? Hold on. It's like the needle has been crafted, right? It has been created to have a surgically sharp tip. It's like a scalpel, you know? Like a scalpel is just razor sharp. Just the sharpest of sharp knives. And then you know how knives work. Like, the second you use that knife for anything, you've dulled the knife, right? So same thing with your needle tip. It is crafted for single use. Sharp. Single use. So if you use this to, like, stab into the bottle of liquid, now it's dull. or it has been dulled. So I would not recommend using the same needle. I've been on HRT for 10 months now. You run a greater risk for blood clots if you smoke. Oh yeah, of course. Of course. If you smoke, that makes it even worse. About to go off testosterone soon. Not sure whether to wean myself off or just quit. I think that you'll have an easier time if you do like a couple half doses on your way down. Like, I personally would recommend tapering off rather than just quitting cold turkey, because it will fuck with you, like... Yeah. I quit smoking in order to start HRT. Thank you, doctor. I do love that. Like, girls will stop smoking in order to start HRT because they're like... Not only is it a compounding risk for blood clots, but being on nicotine can actually inhibit your changes on estrogen, I've heard. Having kids is also a risk. Having kids is not the thing that gives you an increased risk of blood clots. It's pregnancy. So even if you have a pregnancy and you don't end up giving birth, like you have a miscarriage, pregnancy itself, because of its high estrogenic content in the blood, increases your risk for blood clots. I've been on T-gel for about a year, and I'm thinking of switching to injections due to the price, but consistent hormone levels have literally cured my depression, so I'm worried about that. I mean... I would say if you're really concerned about it, but all is lost, you can choose to be on a twice-a-week schedule. So some folks I know who are really concerned about... Some folks who are really concerned about consistency will do twice a week a low dose of subcutaneous, like, you know, whatever amount that they were normally doing once a week, they'll do it twice a week, smaller amounts, subcutaneous, because that's a little bit more consistent, right? But then you have to give yourself an injection twice a week. Although subcutaneous once a week is also not too bad. Having a kid does give you an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and other stress-related illnesses. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I haven't really looked into it myself, Slaps Hungry Bears, but I've heard that nicotine can slow your estrogenic transition. I think tea gave me more anxiety, so jealous of the people whose mental health improved. Some people express that their mental health had a hiccup because they stopped dissociating. So it's like, did it actually increase your anxiety, or did it just make you unable to dissociate from your anxiety anymore because you were not wanting to exist in your body previously? Yeah, thank you, Ullers, for joining us. We appreciate you. Welcome back. We will welcome you back on Thursday night if you have the time. We'll be starting at 5 p.m. Central once again on Thursday. Yes, Jamie Jam, of course. Yes, pregnant mare urine was used by ancient trans women to estrogenize their bodies. Alexander the Great really liked them. Ooh. I quit smoking back at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm so glad I did, since that was also when I started kicking around the idea of finally transitioning. Pregnant? Pregante. That's such a classic. I feel like I would love to watch that meme right now, but some part of me says that someone has copywritten it and that it would not work. Yeah, no worries, but all is lost. Best video of all time on YouTube. Have I already mentioned that I unearthed the memory of power thirst recently? Can someone join me in being like, oh my god, I'm so old. Like, I'm so old. I used to think that shit was so funny when I was like 12. Actually, I was like 14, but still. Science, energy, science, energy. Yeah, thank you. Like... Manana! Like, I loved that shit. Oh my god. I can't get prego because I'm a trans woman. I even had to quit working out because of the risk, and also being a bodybuilder before I came out has done damage. Oh, that's rough, Sarah. Yeah. When God gives you lemons, you find a new god. Yeah. We love Power Thirst. It's so old. It's got electrolytes. I'm 32 now, and holy crap, I felt out of place at Pride. Yeah, join all the rest of the 30-year-olds on virtual Pride next year. I don't do regular Pride. I'm too fucking disabled. I'm too old. What's up, Jade? Reminds me of my favorite pickup line. Hey girl, are you in need of some pasta sauce? Because I want to get you prego. Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Yeah, for sure. Then Gandalf the Great and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and something something and Jambi the Genie and like I can't remember. Rask! Rask! I just thought of the llama song recently too. Here's a llama, there's a llama, and another little llama. Fuzzy llama, funny llama, 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 duck. Turning 30 in September. Yo, I'm turning 30 in March next year. I'm 29 right now, but like the moment I turned 29, I just immediately was like, I'm 30! That reminds me of the best 4chan green text of all time. GF is prego. Oh, I don't know if I saw that 4chan green text. GF is prego. Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan. Yeah. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see. Excuse me. IDK, what y'all talking about? I'm 36 and I tore up the club at Pride this year. Yeah, I mean, so I was gonna say I'm disabled and make that my reference point, but no. I'm a human being with a body, and every human being with a body has a 10% chance on each COVID infection to become permanently disabled. So I, being part of a great nightlife scene, quote unquote, requires like a literal risk to your life that, is just not worth it to me at this point. And only one will survive, I wonder who it will be. Yeah, but what about the emo song? Do you remember the emo song? Oh, I gotta read this thing. Oh god. This website. There's so much going on here. GF is prego. We like to get kinky anyways. One night... Oh, I have read this! One night things get particularly saucy. I'm sticking my noodle in her when I notice weird fucking chunks coming out, so I turn on the lights. What the fuck, it's red everywhere, and she's obviously not on her period. I look up at her. She's got a glassy, jarred look on her face, and she's not answering. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I rush her into my car and speed all the way to the hospital. She's still bleeding everywhere. By the time we get there, she's not bleeding much more, but all the color has drained. She looks colorless and almost transparent. Oh shit, she looks like she's in a vegetative state. Storm into the emergency room, carry her to the nearest doctor, and explain everything. He takes one look at her and he says, "Sir, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do." Why the fuck not? We don't operate on empty jars of spaghetti sauce, my feel when. Yeah, that's horrendous. Oh god. On the 8th, I get to go to my first Pride event. I'm so excited because I'm one of the speakers. I speak after Zoe Zephyr, who is my hero and inspiration for my activism. I'm so glad to hear that, Sarah. That's exciting. Please wear a mask. Please wear an N95. Like, COVID is not a joke. Wear an N95. Like, to be totally clear, emphatically, with emphasis, wear an N95. Even if you're outside. In fact, especially if you're outside. Anytime where you feel the urge to let your guard down and not wear a mask, you should wear a mask harder. Just saw her at Trans Pride Seattle. Yeah, I saw pictures of Zoe Zephyr at Trans Pride Seattle, and Aaron Reed was there too. Went to Pride for the first time this year, and maybe I just went to the wrong one because I'm low-key too leftist for that shit. Corporations and cops, no thanks. Agree, Maxolotl. That's another thing. Is I just have, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to a corporate sponsored event, like the government is allowing you to be a faggot in public event moment, but like, yeah. Trans Pride Seattle was not corporate at all. Yeah, it was also like a different event than regular Pride. Trans Pride is a much smaller, it's not a general Pride event. I would have assumed that the regular Pride events all happened like the first weekend of June. And only one will survive, I wonder who it will be. No one reacted to the... Oh, someone did. I had Emo Kid song on repeat on one of my old iPods. Okay, at least one person. Oh, Nuvenal also says non-conforming as can be. Okay, so we had a couple people recognize the... And only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. The emo song is not very kind to trans people. A couple of the lines are not very kind about trans people, but you know, it's a product of its time. It's also not really kind to emo kids, but I was an emo kid, and I understood that it was making fun of me when I was a kid, but I also was like, this is hilarious. Cops had a section at our Pride. I yelled at them and flipped them off. It was fun. I liked seeing the smiles drop from their faces when they saw me. I would not feel comfortable doing that personally. Is a trans anthem IMO? Okay, cool. I mean, good. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm not the only person who feels trans feels from the emo song, which was definitely trying to be shitty. Like, it's like I borrowed my sister's skinny jeans and I'm wearing eyeliner and that's girly and that's not good. There were no cops at Trans Pride. It was awesome. They had some private security, but you barely saw any of them. That's good to know. I still wish that I could afford to take a trip up to Seattle to visit with everybody this year. I just think it would be very stupid. There's only like 2 months before the Renaissance Festival starts, so I'm gonna be fucking crazy busy in September and October. Just a FYI, y'all. I'm gonna be busy. Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me. I just don't want a cop to like look at me and register that they saw my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want them to not ever think of me. That was one of the reasons they didn't do a march and just had it in the park, because if they had done a march, they would have had to file a request with the city and have a police presence. Because at that point, they would be walking on the streets and through traffic, right? So they would need an official request. Run, 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 run is N95 gang. Yes. Wear masks, y'all. I will harp on this until all of you are dead from the COVID that you didn't avoid because you didn't listen to my warnings. It's a logistics thing. Sure, yeah. Like, it makes sense to me that you would need cops to regulate the traffic. You know, if the light is turning green, but there's a bunch of people walking through the intersection right then, you know, cops need to be there with barricades to keep the people from getting ran over by cars. Ideally, in an ideal world, that's part of what they're meant to do, is protect people. I need to cut my hair, oh my god. I'm sitting here like, I can feel that my hair is just long enough that it's like, it's coming on to my ear a little bit. Like, it's just barely touching my ear and it needs to be shaved. This Prego thing was ridiculous. I thought that I knew what it was, and then I realized I hadn't actually seen it. If only I could arrange like a flight to Seattle in the next 2 months for a reasonable cost. Yeah, it's coming onto my ear. I know. 69 viewers. Nice. Oh, this is fun. Let's play a game. You tell me what you think this is in response to. Just the general subject matter of Katie's tweet. No peeking. So someone responded to Katie Montgomery saying, "Nobody cares what kind of sex you have. Just stop telling kids about it." What do you think she tweeted about to incur this response? I do find it funny that we were both from Kansas and have long hair. Yeah, I mean, I've spent such a long time growing my hair out. Like 5 years? How long has it been since I got a meaningful haircut? 4 years. I stopped cutting my hair in 2019. I think that's when I got my last haircut, was in 2019. Saw this earlier. Transing to kids. 69. Yeah, how dare you teach the children how to trans one's gender. You will never be able to guess what this tweet was about. Because the tweet that she tweeted about was, "Saw a seagull abduct and try to eat a gosling today. I tried to rescue it, but it got away with it. Nature is so grim." Like, oh my god. Can you imagine being this obsessed? I thought it would be like a food pick. Yeah, so you thought that it was going to be something innocuous and unrelated, but like it's like even more weird. My hair growth timeline and HRT timeline are the same timeline. That makes it easy to remember. I'm starting to think transphobia needs an entry in the DSM. Is cultishness is not in the DSM, right? It is considered like a thing that people need like psychological debriefing from, right? But is there a DSM term for being in a cult? Cult involvement. DSM-5 has revived cult involvement in its other specified dissociative disorder with the diagnosis of, quote, identity disturbance due to prolonged and intense coercive persuasion. So I guess that the DSM does have an approach built into it that already kind of addresses this, you know? It means so much to hear others taking the current state of the pandemic seriously. So easy to feel alone and isolated nowadays. Yeah, Run. Like, thank you for joining the YouTube chat thank you for joining us from YouTube chat. I am gonna harp on it for the rest of my life, I guess. Did I share with you my current theory, y'all, the other day? I think I shared with you my current theory of, like, how long it's gonna take this pandemic to fizzle out. Because usually about 5 years in, it's killed as many people as it's gonna kill. But, like, now it is mutating so much, and it doesn't always kill people, it does disable them. So, like, it's not just the killing you part that I'm worried about, it's the disabling you part. And I think that after 10 years, instead of 5 years, we will finally be at a point where there are enough people who are disabled and not leaving their homes that the spread will reduce. Like, enough deaths and disabilities combined. So I think we have about 6 years until I will be able to live normally. Like, that's my approximation. Although I would be willing to accept a situation where I can never go to a concert or anything ever again, you know? I did go to a concert in November of 2021, but I went specifically because masks were required, and so was either proof of vaccination or proof of negative COVID test. If you didn't have a vax card, you needed to have proof of negative COVID test. So that's the only concert I've been to in the last, 4 years, and I only went because precautions were being taken. I made a Pride mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh no. Introducing various flavors of LGBT to the cast. The DDLC modding subreddit lost their minds. I'm gonna go ask for bigger needles to draw. That was horrifically nerve-wracking. It's like, okay, here's the thing about it, Shade. Here's the thing that you gotta internalize, is that it will hurt to do an injection, but you have an almost 0% chance of harming yourself while doing your shot. COVID would kill me because I have lung issues. COVID could easily kill anyone, even if you don't have pre-existing lung issues. But if you have a serious issue already pre-existing, then yeah, it could make it worse by a lot. What type of music do you listen to? Girl, that is a big question. I listen to so many different types of music, and also I don't listen to music very much. Did you hear about the promising Adamoon HIV cure trials? I didn't hear about this. Are they working on a cure for HIV? Is that going to be successful, maybe? Some trials? I wonder what the urge is to even pursue cure for people who are currently living with HIV, because it's so controllable with medication. I'm curious if there is even much of a desire for a cure at this point. But I'm not going to poo-poo it, because COVID is very similar to HIV, and the more we learn about HIV, the more ability we're going to have to fight against COVID, so that's important. Excuse me. Possibly for communities that can't access PrEP. Well, if you can't afford PrEP, I doubt you're going to be able to afford whatever CRISPR technology cure they're working on right now. It's a CRISPR thing. My daughter is about 8 months behind in problem solving and her gross motor skills, and I still wonder if it's because of her bout with COVID at 6 months old. Doctors treat me like I'm silly for that worry. This generation of children is gonna be so rageful. You think the Zoomers are rageful? Like, I mean, I guess some of these COVID babies are also going to be Zoomers. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there. But like, this generation of children is gonna destroy the government if it's not already destroyed by the time they are adults. Because when they find out, when the reports come out, when the studies come out that show that we deliberately infected people over and over with a disease that was going to cripple them. I think Gen Z end at like 2012. Okay. Fair enough. So this new generation is gonna flip the fuck out when they find out that like doctors ignored realistic concerns. People act so insulted when you ask them to wear a mask when they're coughing. It's ridiculous. Like, can people care about others? COVID babies are loomers? Loomers? The meds aren't super good in the long term, at least for the organs. Okay, fair enough. The next generation is supposed to be Gen Alpha. There's going to be so many great alpha male jokes that are going to come out of that. I'm excited. It's about to be a what? A good time. Oh, Alora has sent me a link. Alora is having trouble getting into the website right now, but Alora has sent me a link. God bless you, Alora. I saw your message earlier, and I just was not having the capacity to respond to messages today. I will respond tonight or tomorrow. My dad died from COVID-19 a couple weeks ago. Holy shit, Paul Hack. I think you may have said that already in chat. Or maybe someone else was talking about a recent death, but like, that's fucked up. Yeah, like, people are still dying from it. It's not just the disability. Yeah, what's up, Trans Cat Dad? This is like the latest I usually stream. I still have enough energy for another probably like 10 or 15 minutes, but then I'll go make dinner. But yes, what's up? When they find out that doctors ignored and lied about COVID, when they find out about environmental and technological things that were withheld from them that could have avoided problems, and when they find out just how many rights and freedoms they have lost, it will be hell to pay for the powers that be. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope that the Generation Gloomer, or whatever the hell this new one is going to be called, like, let's hope that they freak out. Long COVID is a big worry. I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is one of the long-term things that COVID can give you. I was born with it. But I assure you that you do not want to be disabled the way that I am, and I'm not even that disabled. It does feel like people care less about red states, like we're a lost cause. I feel you on that. Yeah, although we did cover it on the stream earlier. Like, we talked about it a little bit, and it does seem like the ACLU is finally getting involved. Like, they have commented on this. Well, I mean, the thing is that they also commented on the law when it passed. They commented on the law when it passed, but then they haven't had a lawsuit yet that I've seen. There's no preliminary injunction or anything being put on this law, and it's going into effect on like Saturday. Yeah, the bathroom law goes into effect on Saturday. So yeah, it's tough. You know, much love to all of you folks who are in red states, so I appreciate the solidarity. I've smoked for 17 years. My lungs already have a defense against COVID. The tar. JK. Oh, no. Just prevent the COVID from even contacting your own cells by having a nice coating of tar. POTS is no fun. Yeah, no, it's not fucking good. I am on disability because it did its damage. Oh, so do you have lung damage from COVID? Or do you just have pre-existing lung damage, Sarah? Red states have natural resources like oil and coal. Notice that the fossil fuel industry backs GOP every time. Red states are suffering to keep the elite in power with obsolete technologies to the detriment of all. Yeah, like, they complain so much about these jobs that are leaving. Like, oh no, all these manufacturing jobs are leaving. And it's like, yeah, because we don't do manufacturing that way. Like, we don't need coal miners anymore. Oh my god, Kendra, this is the horrifying shit that I'm talking about. A friend who was my age, 29 years old, died in November. She had long COVID and went into cardiac arrest walking up the stairs at home. That's why it's terrifying. Y'all better give Lux $5 right now. We've had some generous donos today, and someone finished funding my GoFundMe so that I can pay my taxes off from last year today, so that's amazing. I've heard that CBD neutralizes COVID. I've heard that too, and I mean, I would be interested to see like how many of the like pot smokers that I know have got COVID versus the people who don't smoke weed. But the thing is that I think that that's only been tested in a petri dish. So a petri dish situation, like, that's also what led to people assuming that ivermectin was going to be useful against COVID because of petri dish tests. So, you know, the effectiveness of CBD or cannabis in general on COVID is like unknown. I smoke every day, no COVID, but also a hermit. Obsis, thank you so much for the $40 donos. Look, I'm a simple bish. I need the gun show. You know what? I can't deny you. I can't deny you what you've paid for. In fact, I'll throw in a little extra. I'll throw in a little extra today, okay? I'll show the ass. I'll show the ass pic as well for those of you who are interested. I really just want the excuse to show off my fat ass from Fansly. So, because that's the other part of the workout. It's not just my shoulders. It's also my fat ass and thighs, you know? So thank you. So, yeah. COVID is hard on the lungs, which will be further compromised by smoking. Probably not recommended. But the thing is that, like, if you have cannabinoids in your lungs and the COVID is being, neutralized and killed by the cannabinoids, then I don't know that smoking is going to have that much of an effect on you. But I don't know. There are also other ways to get, there are other ways to access. Man, my arms are so big. They're so beefy, these arms. Jesus. Bullets kill COVID in a petri dish. This is also true. Nice guns. Yeah, there's going to be Lux butt momentarily. Like, let's roll this up. The backs of my arms are starting to look good. Actually, what does the back of my left arm look like? Because I never look at this one. And I think that my left arm is more impressive than my right. And then there's the forearms. Anyway, we have fun. I'm a hooer now. I'm officially a hooer. COVID is more commonly introduced to the system through the eyes, not the lungs. Is that more common now? I specifically purchased, where are they? I specifically purchased this, wow, I need to clean these. I specifically purchased these blue light filter glasses so that I could wear glasses in public and have like a little bit of a shield. I keep forgetting to wear them, but I should. Just like blue light glasses, that I just want to start wearing in public. And then my partner is going to be like, why are you wearing glasses? And I'm going to be like, because it's a shield from walking through clouds of COVID. Yeah. And then just for funsies, because this is for me. This is for me, and this is not even for you. This is not even for you. This is just because I want to show it off. And if you spend $5 on Fansly, you can get other pictures like this. Congratulations. Enjoy. I've been a bad influence on you. Now you sell your butt online. I know. It's so juicy, okay? My own ass. I scream at own ass. You juicy. Hello. Thank you. Like, once again, the thing about this that is, it's not just that it's juicy ass. It's also like the fucking things that I understand about photography now. Like the thigh squish when you're wearing like tights. Because it gives the impression of, like, the tactile sensation of the thing. Anyway. Is this the cake shop shenanigans I keep hearing about? Yeah, Lux being like, okay, time for ass pics, and everybody screaming for guns instead. I didn't know that this was going to happen. I was assuming that, like, the fat ass would be the desirable thing. And nope, you all want the guns. Yeah, extra thick. Silent. Oh god, that's excellent. Oh man. It's getting warm in here under these photography lights right now. Good grief. Okay, yeah, so let's watch this video that Alora sent me earlier.
Oh, okay. So you see who's now wearing black?
Hold on, shush.
Do you know what the runway is today?
What?
Black.
Oh, okay.
So you see who's now wearing black for the runway?
Let me say this. The three of them coordinated looks and no one told me.
Well, you and I both wearing gold. They're both wearing black.
And we both have red as well.
Yeah, so we coordinated. They coordinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're the only one not wearing black.
And then we coordinated the fact that we're wearing shoes. The two of you.
I'm wearing shoes.
Oh.
Alexis is all I call it.
Wow. All right, we need to get a shoe. Everybody put your shoe in this camera.
Get the shoes, baby. Get the shoes. Get the shoes.
We're like,
Get the shoes.
we're like Balenciaga.
Who's supposed to paint it though? Me, the only one.
You don't know what men like.
Oh, there's a little paint right there. Do you know what the runway is today?
Cute. We love queens doing queen shit. Queens doing queen shit. Make sure you stretch before working out. Yeah, actually warm up before working out. Stretch after working out. If you stretch when your muscles and stuff aren't warm, that can actually be harmful. Thank you, Abscess. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I try my best to be my authentic self. That is what people seem to be after. We're in America. People want you to display your Second Amendment rights. True. The guns are eye candy. The ass is inspirational. The ass is inspirational. I want listen, you know, this, like, there's a person on Twitter who makes custom booty shorts. I need to get, like, I do stretches to warm up, though. Well, yeah, you should do, like, dynamic stretches. Ones where you're, like, moving, and instead of, like, not the slow ones where you're like, oh, I'm gonna reach for my toes. Like, doing some, like, waving your arms back and forth kind of stuff is good to warm up. But yeah, the ass is inspirational. I feel like I need a pair of booty shorts that say that. The ass is inspirational. Thigh squish makes them look more 3D. Yeah. I got muscle bound and it seriously limited my movement. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Later, Kimber. Yes, I'm going to be getting offline here very shortly. Lux, you should nude model for artists. It's super fun. I just did today. That sounds terrifying. I think I would hate that. I have to show off my $10,000 nip nops. Listen, I have the titty, and the titty, as of right now, is only for my monogamous partner. I have not discussed the possibility with him yet of, like, what if I started doing sex work where I showed off my body. So the lady who owns the studio is trans, so she won't let anybody be mean to me. Absolutely. I watched an episode of Good Mythical Morning where they did a drawing of nude bodies thing, and it was pretty funny. It seems like it's really sweaty. It's, like, surprisingly sweaty work to just be, like, in a fixed position. Like, this is, yeah, like, for a man, like, this is one of the positions, like, you put your arm up like this, and this, like, creates a certain kind of line. The guy was like, I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how to do it correctly. But he was also, like, dripping with sweat by the time they were finished doing the drawings. It's like, there's like lights on you? I bet it would be, like, a nervous sweat situation as well. Could be fun, I guess. Draw me like one of your French girls. Can be a bit tiring. God, I'm like, the viewfinder for my stream is, like, a little bit behind for me, and I just was, like, looking at how thick my arms are. Hello, Uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm almost done streaming, I think. We've been hanging out for a long time. We've been chilling. We've been memeing. We've been creaming. We've been having a good time. The lights are hot, but I take a break every 20 to 30 minutes. Fair enough. Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for joining us. I appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity to signal boost on, like, long COVID issues as well. I appreciate you being vulnerable about your health complications with us. I could never let anyone tell me what to do with my body. My ex-boyfriend was upset that other people got used to my ass after he was the only one who helped me stretch out enough to do proper anal. Got to use my ass, which was the first thing he ever said to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was the worst thing he ever said to me. Yeah, I mean, it just, like, we're monogamous, you know? And, I was gonna do cam work a long time ago, and we discussed it then. Like, if he were to do sex work, I would probably be upset by that, you know? Like, so I just have to understand that, like, boundaries are weird sometimes in monogamy. It's late at night. Time for the next round of chat demanding gun pics, subverting your interest in the actual pics you wanted to show. Absolutely. When your shoulders get wider, you'll notice it in your shirts as well. Yo, it's already happening, Mersh. It's already, like, I'm like... so much, like, bulkiness. Thank you so much so freaking much for the advice for the shots. Yeah, no problem, Shade. I did intramuscular shots for, like, 2 years. And then I did subcutaneous shots for 2 years. And then I have, every time since then, I've done subcutaneous shots, so... yeah, I find it, I don't love doing it anymore. Like, I'm really inconsistent with my shots, and I would be on androgel right now if it were not, like, $20 more every month. My car exploded a week ago, and I had to use my fundraiser money to repair it. No! Oh my god, that so sucks, Ollie. Oh no! That's why I'm so terrified of doing a fundraiser for bottom surgery until I feel confident that I'm going to get all of the money. Like, all at once, you know? Like, I don't want people to donate $10,000, but that's only, like, 1/5 of the money that I need, and then I have some other emergency that comes up, because when you do a GoFundMe, you just have the money. It's like, it's terrifying to me. I would be like, this has to go in a bank account. Like, this has to go in a savings account that I have no access to. Like, I functionally don't have that money until I have my penis and need to pay for it, you know? Like... yeah, good night, Cheez-It. Can we organize a queer Vaporeon-themed adult exotic dance show? Get out the vote fundraiser and call it Pokemon Go to the Polls. Obses, listen. It costs $50,000. I mean, it sort of depends. But I would say, like, $40,000 is kind of a minimum. Can we do Kickstarter top surgery campaigns? Yeah, so you don't get any of the money until you finish the Kickstarter. I had a medical emergency that cost me $600 so far, and it happened when I need to buy tires too. Ugh. Well, I would, you know, you can put off tires for another couple months. Like, it's going to be really important entering into the winter, but, like, I feel like you can pull off another couple months. You can buy a penis or you can buy a house. Can't have both. Yeah. And that's another thing, is, like, would I feel guilty getting a dick when, like, $50,000 could be, like, you know, a third of the cost of a house? Like, I don't know. I don't actually know what, like, I guess a $150 house would be so shitty, but, like, if I was rich, I would totally do the height surgery, not gonna lie. Ugh, I wouldn't. That, like, grosses me out. Like, it's so, like, experimental. Like, God bless you, and, you know, do whatever you're gonna do, but, like, oh my god, it terrifies me. Like, the idea, like, some girls also get, like, a shoulder reduction surgery, which involves, like, breaking and reshaping their collarbones, and I'm like, I am gonna throw up. Like, I can't deal with this. What about a penis house? Yeah, let me just build a penis house. It must be so nice to live in a place where you're not one major injury or illness away from bankruptcy. That's another reason why I think this country is a shithole that will never recover. Because it's like, yeah, even if everything else were equal, even if trans rights were not being attacked actively, like, I don't have health care. Penis house. Do you mean pants? My penis house. This is, he's gonna go home, okay? I actually realistically, I think if I had a penis, it would be a she. She's going home, okay? Listen. She's going into her home. Like a golf ball. It's a dick house. Even FFS involves a lot of bone cutting and shaving. Rough to think about. Well, yeah, so it's different though, right? Like, you're, like, you know... it's your face, and that's very intense, and I have much respect for women who go through this, and girls who go through this, and femmes who go through this. Like, it's hard, right? But it's not the same as, like, taking a connecting thing and, like, breaking it, and then cutting it, part of it out, and then putting it back together, and, like, making it. And so the same thing with your legs. It's like you're breaking it, and then you're putting something in there to make it longer. I only have healthcare because I'm disabled. If I start working, I can lose my healthcare. America's a shit show. Yeah, I don't have a disability that could qualify And, of course, Medicaid is not expanded in Kansas, so even as, like, a poor person, I can't get state health care, like, at all. Which is a pain in the ass. Facial feminization is more like sculpting. Yeah, like, it just doesn't disgust me in the same way. And it's not even really disgust. It's like queasiness, you know? I have state healthcare, thank God. Yeah, listen, Gayfesh, honestly, after having talked to you a little bit about this, like, Seattle does seem like an acceptable option, at least in the short term. Like, I might be like, okay, now I live in Seattle and I'm happy and this is fine and it's safe and all my trans friends and my queer friends are here and we have healthcare and we have SNAP benefits. Maybe that could be enough. It's certainly a start. Like, it's certainly a start. The height surgery is kind of cool, actually. It slowly stimulates new bone growth. It's, like, mega interesting. But staying in bed for 90 days straight would suck ass. Oh my god, I could never. I mean, if I needed to for some reason, but I wouldn't choose to. Is there a risk of unexpected bone growth in weird directions when you do that clavicle thing? Probably. It's probably all kinds of weird. Yeah, I haven't actually looked into what the final costs for my surgery would be, because I haven't gotten that far in the consultation process. I need to finish filling out the forms. I got to the point in the forums where it was like, do you know someone in San Francisco who you could stay with during your surgery? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that that was a requirement. You should qualify in Washington. Maybe. If I move with my partner, we might have too high of an income to qualify for Medicaid, which is still kind of a fucking bummer, but whatever. Okay, I'm tired, actually. I'm ready to chill and vibe and have it be not a photography light in my face for a little while. So as far as I know, I will be seeing you on Thursday. That's the plan. Rule the world, you and me, any day. And I'll just plan to see you on Thursday, where we will do more memeing and more creaming. Memeing and creaming. You don't like light in your face? Oh no, never. I love being blinded and sometimes given visual migraines by having a photography light directly in my face. Oh gosh. Okay. Be well, everybody. Stay safe. Don't get caught.